The opinions and views expressed in this video do not reflect the views of HTT Media Group. Viewer discretion is advised.
What's going on, everybody? It's 7 o'clock on a Thursday night. You know what that means. This is the Functional Gentleman. We are your host, Roy Gravis, Bucky Pender, and the beautiful individual behind the fake-ass glass, the good brother, John Marble. And
what's going on?
We got a guest. Guest number one, super fan,
Special
DJ
guest.
Ferguson in the house on this one.
How y'all doing? Thank you. Hey, I appreciate y'all.
Oh,
having me.
we
we're
appreciate
glad you're
you.
here.
Yeah, you showed up with gifts. I mean,
yeah.
I got cigars. I got multiple cigars to review. I've got multiple liquors in front of me. Tonight's going to be a good night. We're going to definitely de-stress on this one. I'm going to go ahead and get into my thing. You got to do what? Pull up just a little bit towards your mic, homie.
There you go.
There you go.
All
You can tilt it
right.
down if you need to get it kind of close.
Yeah.
All right, so cigar number one, Alec Bradley Blind Faith. Y'all know how I feel about Alec Bradley. It's a good smoke. It's a medium. About a number 3 on the Cigar International Roy Gravis scale. It is a Honduran Habano wrapper from the Trojos Valley in Honduras. It is a Honduran and Nicaraguan binder and a Nicaraguan filler. And this is the first cigar that was ever done by the sons that make up Alec Bradley, which is Bradley. Yeah, I had to think for a second. Bradley Rubin and Alec Rubin. So their dad, Alan Rubin, is the guy who started Alec Bradley, and he named after his 2 sons.
Oh.
This was their quote unquote coming of age because it actually was made around the time they were actually legal to smoke cigars.
Oh, nice.
So it's a good tribute cigar, really good price, about $9 a stick. You can find it pretty much anywhere. Second one. Superfan brought us, and yes, it's really short because I smoked the majority of it before we got
That's
here.
probably the most I've ever seen you smoke.
Right, I know, right? This is a Arturo Fuentes Hemingway short story. It's a number 3 as well, and it comes in with multiple wrappers, which consist of a Cameroon, an Ecuadorian, and a Connecticut broadleaf. It does have a Dominican binder and filler. It also is a good smoke, and like we talked before air, this thing has got a lot of pepper towards the end of it.
Yeah.
Yes. It was really good. I was really surprised. I normally don't smoke a cigar under like 5 inches, but Superfan opened my eyes to a short story, and it was really good.
I brought it because I liked it because it was sweet at the beginning.
It was.
and it's
Very
good to. They say it pairs well.
It does pair
with
well.
bourbon.
And we're fixed to find out, because speaking of bourbons, we got some good ones on the table tonight,
So,
man.
real quick, I mean, you sound like you're a little bit of a cigar aficionado yourself. Is this true? Do you understand the words that are coming out of his mouth during this segment?
Hey, I watch a show and he teaches me a lot about cigars.
But you do enjoy a nice cigar from time to time.
That's the second person today that said you taught them stuff.
I know, right?
Look at that.
I know. We had
That's exciting.
I had Christy meet me here because I had to sign some documents for her, 'cause EDC stuff. And Christy's like, I learned so much from watching you talk about cigars. And I was
Yeah.
like, well, thank you. So that makes 2 people today, so I feel like I'm doing my job.
There you go.
I'm educating this
Man.
world one cigar at a time.
That's awesome.
And I love it. Yeah, we got some awesome stuff, too.
Yeah.
See, look. Oh, they're finished.
Hey, they
Had them
look
redone,
good.
resurfaced. The Functional
I
Gentleman
like it.
shot glasses. They will be out soon. These are the 4 prototypes. 2 of them have the original logo, which is the shield and crown. 2 of them have the new logo.
Very
New
nice.
logo, very nice. They were done by Wendy Gonzalez out of Beaumont, Texas. She does good work. She does all our tumblers and stuff. I feel like she's our tumbler lady.
She's our team mom. Oh, wait, wrong
She's-
show.
Yeah, wrong show.
Wrong show,
Yeah,
wrong show.
this ain't ruling on the field. We ain't chunking no flags on nothing.
Yeah.
At least not yet. Lord knows I wanted to from watching last night. I wanted to chunk a flag so bad I was left-handed. But anyway, let's get to the review. What you got down there in front of you,
Well,
super fan?
what I brought tonight is,
Listen to this.
in my opinion, it is the creme de la creme of bourbon.
That is how
Kentucky
it
bourbon
Creme de
whiskey.
la creme.
Hey, I'm telling you, it's top notch.
I like it.
It's Blanton's single barrel.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's created, and it tells you right here. It's Warehouse H, at the factory that it's stored at.
Right.
And I guess a little bit of the story behind it. It was created by a master distiller, and the single barrel, when it came about it's the first single barrel bourbon whiskey created, and it was created in a metal building.
Yes, it was.
And
Yes, it was.
fun fact, it's actually today produced under contract by Buffalo Trace, and it's Buffalo Trace's only metal building that they
Yes.
have. Everything else is the way Buffalo Trace makes theirs, but you got the same production, same everything as it did back when it was first created, and it's the only like I said, it's the only warehouse at Buffalo Trace with metal walls, and they're usually aged for around 9 years.
Yep. And
Yeah,
it
that's
is.
something I saw because I like to see what other people say about it before I dive into one, and it seems like everybody kind of just guesses because I saw everywhere from 6 to 9 years.
Yeah.
But I think the consensus was somewhere in that 8 to 9 year range. So I mean that tells you a lot because even though it's not stated on the bottle, even if it's not aged that long and it tastes like it's aged that long, they're doing something right.
Yeah, and like this is something I especially ordered this. You can't. Yeah, I tried to find it specs. This actually come in from California.
Really?
Nice. I like it.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Man.
Do you know how they got the name Blanton's?
Well, the master distiller, he named it after I want to say it's Major Blanton, Colonel Blanton's, and that was his boss. And whenever they had their whiskey factory, this is the same type of whiskey. It's set in a special row, special section of this building, this metal building, and he would only give it to his close friends. He didn't sell it. He
Right.
kept it.
Yeah, it was kept for a long time. Funny little side note, do you know people may pay more for the figurine on top than what they do the actual liquor?
That's insane.
A set of Blanton's thoroughbreds, as they refer
Right.
to them as, is anywhere between $400 and $600 for the
That is
entire set.
crazy.
But each one of them, if you notice on the back end by the horse's foot, each one of them has a
Right.
letter. They all spell out
Eventually
Blanton's.
spells out Blanton's.
Yep.
And that's also for the reason they have the horse on top is they've got the Kentucky Derby horse.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
So
Pretty cool.
the one thing I noticed, because I've never had Blanton's before, so I guess two questions. One, is this too gimmicky? And two, notice the difference in the size of the bottle, but they're both 750 milliliters. Does that also could that turn somebody off whenever they're looking at two bottles that you don't know are the same size, but this one, let's say, is $50 and this one is $30?
That bottle over there is 750 milliliters? Really?
Yeah, they're both
Huh.
700.
So if you're just walking down the whiskey aisle or bourbon aisle and you're wanting to try to find something, is that a turnoff?
I think
Or-
it depends on who you are. If you're looking to party, like I'm passing that one up.
It
and
goes to
getting
the
big
question
bottle.
of quality over quantity.
Right,
That's what
exactly.
it goes to.
Because image-wise, that's a bigger bottle.
Right,
I'm going to
exactly.
get more liquor out of that.
Yeah, but I mean, we found out too over past episodes that just because it's a smaller bottle doesn't mean it
Correct.
tastes worth a damn.
Correct.
Redneck Riviera is a prime example of that. That's garbage.
Well, they're gonna
Sorry,
send-
John Rich.
They are
You need
going to
stick
send
writing
us.
music.
Not going to argue that one.
They're going to
That's
send us
garbage.
a cease and desist letter.
Yeah,
I would definitely pass that up probably on an everyday basis,
Right.
and go with that just because it does kind of look gimmicky. But if you're kind of saying, hey, I want to sip on something that's pure, and you do some digging around,
Right.
I would go with that one.
Right.
Right. If I'm
I would too,
if I'm
by
a
far.
whiskey connoisseur,
Yeah.
I have the entire the Blanton on my shelf, like every bottle that spells out Blanton.
Right.
Like, so yeah, it depends on who you are, I think.
Okay.
I like
just
it.
Curious.
So I got a question. Are we gonna look at it or are we gonna drink it?
Yeah.
We'll drink it.
Well, somebody pass
All
it
right.
and I'll open it.
Thank
you so much.
You gonna do it?
Sure, if I can figure out. how
Make
to
sure
do
you
it.
get the.
Just twist and pull.
Oh,
Had a little bitty.
that was kind of disappointing for what I'm what I'm expecting.
That's okay. I'll make up for it with one number 2.
Okay.
Glasses. Thank you very much.
So is this something you drink often, or is it more of a?
It's
Because obviously it's hard to find. I think
Yeah.
everybody knows that.
No, I'll give you the Glencairn.
You can use that one.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, we got another. Oh, you do have a spare. Yeah.
I
Grab that
have
and
a
the
spare.
Glencairn. Since we only have one Glencairn now,
I
we had
can
a
smell it
mishap
just
before
passing
the.
by.
We had a mishap. So, if
Poor thing.
somebody actually buys a Glencairn, I'm gonna give you a little bit of advice. If you're in a cold room, don't wash it in hot water because the crystal glass will shatter in your hand, as the good brother found out earlier.
Yeah.
Making messes.
And
No,
they
I don't
were,
think so.
and Roy was more, and I will tell you this, it made me feel good because he was more worried about my hand than he was the actual glass.
Glasses
That-
can be
that-
replaced.
that was nice.
Your delicate hands and throat cannot. So.
At least it wasn't his throat.
Oh,
Holy
no,
cow.
right? We'd never. The karaoke people would be so mad at us if we damaged his throat. They'd be like, "Y'all sabotaged John Marble's voice."
Man, he made some money the other night
Man,
in donations
yeah.
just to get him
Right
to
now,
sing.
So on the nose, I love Blanton's. It's got a good little note to it. I noticed it's not real high compared to where we were last week. Last week, mind you, we was at 121 proof
yeah,
last
that's,
week.
That's barrel proof.
This is a
I mean,
93, so I'm a little good with this.
Definitely.
That's tasty.
And I like the sweeter
Yeah.
smell to it.
That I was about to say. I like this. It's surprising because it's a sweet smell, but whenever you drink it on the palate, it's not as sweet to me. It's got a little bit of
That's fantastic.
pepper, maybe a little bit of like, tobacco leaf. But
That's
it's,
fantastic.
It's not as sweet on the palate, but
It's got a little bit of, to me, I get kind of a little bit of honey
Yeah.
and almost a little bit of like toffee. Just me, but like I said, we've discussed this before. My palate automatically goes to the earthier stuff.
I get a lot of
Automatically.
baking type spices like nutmeg and stuff on the back end.
I can see that.
That's
You know, I
good.
can
That's
really
good.
see
taste.
that.
Me, I can really taste the wood in it.
Yeah.
So that tells me right there, your palate's kind of like mine. It goes
Yeah,
to the
the
earthier
earthier-
stuff, where
whereas
fruity here.
I'd normally
Goes to
tend
the-
to go toward like the orange peel, the cherry, the.
Do you taste any of those on this one? Because I know the last couple of ones, it's been a lot of cherry and.
Do you
I
get some
do
orange
taste
peel?
a little orange peel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, I've read some reviews and they say it's got a. Do you have a caramel flavor? to
I
it?
get more toffee than caramel,
Maybe
just on my
I was
palate.
gonna say burnt caramel, maybe. But
Yeah.
I get more of the toffee type.
I don't-
But
that's-
this is
that's good
something-
stuff, though.
This is something that
really
I can
good.
sit down and have a few glasses after work.
It's really smooth. It
that's this kinda
finishes
whiskey.
well.
I'll definitely agree with the guesses of age.
Mhm.
That 6 to 9, because as you get further up in closer to that 10-year range, you do start to get some of those darker flavors like the leather, the tobacco. They always talk about those darker flavors as it ages more from the char, and it's definitely got some of those darker flavors. I wouldn't really call it a lot of tobacco, and I don't really get leather, which I've never really tasted leather.
I've only
But
had leather in like
I don't
one
really
thing
eat
that we've
shoe
done.
leather, so
Well, I mean, it's more of a finish than an actual
Right.
taste.
Right.
but it's
So-
got a good mouthfeel. It's got a good.
A good mouthfeel.
That's right. I like it in my mouth.
Would you say it's almost mouthgasmic?
I would put it in the mouthgasmic realm.
Nice. I like it. That's the third one we've dropped.
We have.
Yep.
That's really good though.
Like John said, I wouldn't just drink this all the time.
No.
It'd be something that just kick back and to me, I'm by myself. It's quiet. I don't have a bunch of people around. It's just a hangout by myself, chill type
Yeah.
drink.
Right.
No, definitely. I'm not offering to this everybody at the party.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not
No.
offering this.
No, this is
I'm
kind
pull-
of this
I'm
kind of
pulling-
like that backroom stuff where you're like,
Yeah.
hey, come look at
I'm
my
pulling
personal
a Colonel,
stash and
I'm
I'll pour
pulling a
you.
Colonel Blanton's and I'm saying, here, come here.
Yeah.
You know, let's give this
Yeah,
one a shot.
we're tight. We're gonna give this
Uh,
to you. The rest of the Cretans can drink whatever.
Yeah.
That's right.
Have you
I like
had?
it.
So I guess a question: have either one of y'all had Buffalo Trace?
Yes.
I have.
I have not. I've not
I
tried
had
it
to
yet.
Doing a little bit of research because, like I said, I've never had it, so I like to learn about the things that I'm drinking. I did read some people saying it's got a touch of the Buffalo Trace kind of, I guess, almost flavor profile.
Right.
which is, I mean, I guess it's understandable, but it's done so differently that it's, I don't know if it's a mind over matter type thing or not.
Yeah. Because I tried to find some stuff on, Buffalo Trace bought it. Did they just...
Well, and I did a little bit of research on that. So the way it actually works is it's owned by a company named Age International Inc. Age International is owned by Takara Holdings, which is a Japanese company.
Mm-hmm.
But Sazerac, is that how you say it?
It is.
Owns the exclusive distilling rights, and Sazerac owns Buffalo Trace. So they chose the Buffalo Trace distillery because that's actually the same distillery where it was originally done, and along with the Warehouse H thing and all that stuff. So it's a really cool backstory.
It is a really cool backstory.
It's kind of funny that it's owned by a Japanese company, and it's a. But I've seen it more and more.
Well, it's kind of like we talked about with
reaching out
who
to get
was
into the bourbon game.
One of the ones that we did was owned by Bacardi.
Yeah.
And that kind of amazed both of us that it was owned by Bacardi.
I mean, they're definitely whiskey and bourbon's definitely making a big comeback, and if you're not in the American whiskey or Kentucky bourbon game, then you're missing out on a huge clientele.
Absolutely, for sure. I agree with that.
I think it's kind of cool that it's got all the information on here, like this specific bottle. Dumped on 10/26/20 from barrel number 184, stored in Warehouse H like they all are, on Rick number. I don't know what a Rick number is.
See that?
Rick number 16, and bottled at 93.
So Rick is kind of similar. Some people refer to them as Ricks, and some refer to them as racks.
Okay, yeah, that's
It's kind of the same. It's how they store them, basically.
Okay.
So they're a little more. Ricks are more protected. Where racks are just kind of sitting loose,
Right, they're just open.
Ricks are more protected.
Okay, look at you
So.
dropping.
Hey, dropping knowledge.
Not just a pretty face.
Well, and when I found out about the Buffalo Trace stuff, I went to the store and I said, let me see how much Buffalo Trace is on shelf, because like I said, I couldn't find it nowhere.
Yeah.
But if that's the only building that makes it in the whole Buffalo Trace distillery.
It's very exclusive. We'll say it
and
like
the
that.
other part I find kind of funny is their other variations of this. Like they have a rye, they have a special reserve or whatever it is.
Right.
Those two didn't become available in the United States until 2020.
Yep.
And there's actually one, I don't remember which one it is. There's a third one, or I guess technically a fourth one, that's still not available in the United States.
I think that's the one that I think it's Colonel's something. It's something to do with Colonel Blanton himself.
But I just find that kind of funny. And as hard as it is to get this, I can only imagine how hard it would be to get the others.
Right.
But I mean, that's really good.
It is really good. It's a really
super
good.
excited you brought that because I don't think
smooth
I would have
finish.
ever. I mean, at some point, yeah, but it's not like you said. It's not something you just walk in and you're like, "I'll take that one."
Like I said, if you're a collector of figurine horses, then yes, you would take that.
Yeah.
one. So.
I like to play with my wooden horse.
Well, that's not a wooden one, but anyway. So let's get into drink number 2. Drink number 2, there's a funny story behind drink number 2. So drink number 2 is
Go back in my notes.
the Good Brothers pick.
We were supposed to do it last week.
We were supposed to do it last week. Good Brother had a rough week last week. We forgave him. It's fine.
Sort of.
So the bottle in front of us is Jameson Blender's Dog. And I'm not going to lie to you, Blender's Dog was a little difficult to do research on, at least on my end. And the reason I say that is because when you go into the mash bill of it, it literally said 50% grain and 50% malt. That doesn't tell me a whole damn lot.
They're all grain.
Yes, they are all some form of grain. But what I found interesting is this is finished in a combination of ex-bourbon barrels and ex-sherry wine cask.
Really?
Yes.
So they're trying to play off of that Angel's Envy.
They are trying to play off Angel's Envy. But
So
sorry, can't be done. Angel's Envy's legit.
right. The big story about this
What
is
are we making 3? I know I'm not supposed to be breeding comp. James Wilson the third.
what?
Make it 3.
Man.
Explain yourself, James Wilson the second.
That's been up there for a second.
Yeah.
I couldn't read it.
I couldn't
can't
read
see
it.
I bet
either.
it was about the glasses. Usually you just do 2 this time.
Oh yeah.
Pouring out
maybe.
3 of them.
So this is the first time that you actually get to, and I hate to say this, but it's the first time you get to drink a discontinued bottle of liquor.
Yes.
You
Really?
can no longer buy this liquor.
Yes.
I did not realize it was
It is being discontinued
Yes.
because the Good Brother. Can I share your
Yeah.
story?
Yeah.
So when the Good Brother was in the process of hunting down this bottle, he had to go to College Street to get it
Yes.
at Deb's. And
Really?
when he walked into Deb's, the counter person, because I don't know if it was male or female, was on the phone with the Jameson rep, and the Jameson rep told her that it was being discontinued.
Oh, maybe
Yeah.
that's why it wasn't in any of the
And
research that I did.
This is the last bottle I have found in Southeast Texas. The closest bottle you can find, they have one bottle at a Specs in Galveston.
Can I put this back on?
No, you can pour that in a glass, or give it to me,
Yeah.
and I'll pour it in a
You
glass.
gotta pop the top, sir.
You gotta pop the top.
So, are you about to? Oh.
No, I'm cutting the.
So a blender's dog is a tool the distiller uses to dunk into a barrel, pull out some, try it. That's where the name came from. That was a good one.
That was a good
That
one.
was a good one.
That was a
We
good
all
one.
love that one. And this is a tribute to head blender at Jameson, Billy Lighton. Per Billy Lighton, his quote on this one. Ooh, that's super light.
It was really light.
The blender's dog has to be served with no ice and just a few drops of water. Give it a swirl and allow it to sit for 2 to 3 minutes. That's his recommendation straight from the head distiller that this is attributed to. Obviously, this is a Irish whiskey,
Irish.
not something we do often on the show.
It's luckier than Conor McGregor, that's for sure.
Oh,
that poor feller.
there you go. Your brother says they have it in Mount Belvieu.
He does. I talked to him
So-
today.
Oh, really?
He said
that's
they've got a
good.
pretty good little reserve, little supply there in Mount Bellevue.
That's good to know.
So I talked to him. He actually sent me a picture of this 2 weeks ago,
Yeah.
and it was on my it was on my radar after he sent it to me. So shout out to my brother and future sister-in-law who are watching from Mount Bellevue.
Clean
So,
the palate a little bit.
Yeah, I thought about doing the same thing. Wow, it's deceived.
All right,
deceptive.
so-
It's got a very
Sneaky.
candyish smell.
Candy?
It's very light too. That's what I was amazed
So-
with. Like going from Blanton's to this, it's a very light smell.
Well, it's going to be a very
Oh.
different because it is an Irish whiskey versus a
Correct.
Kentucky bourbon.
Yes, I would. I heard that he mentioned that exact phrase to me.
What is
close to an 18. It's close to 18-year-old Jameson.
This?
as far as taste wise.
Oh.
And profile.
So, per the back of the bottle, the Blender's Dog. Celebrating the passion of our craftsmen, the Whiskey Makers series presents the Blender's Dog. This is a quote from Billy. I wanted to create harmony and complexity, an infusion of creamy and spicy notes with butterscotch sweetness and a prickle of tannins. I named this whiskey after the dog, a tool I use to take samples straight from the cask.
Sucklet. Damn, that's good.
So, I am curious.
I like that one.
That
I
is
don't-
super smooth.
God, that is. So I can back up Rosalie's comment. After having both this and 18-year, it's a very close
Yeah.
second.
Okay, so that's what I was looking for. So this is a blend.
Yes,
Yes.
is a
I know it's
blend.
called a blender's dog, but obviously that's
Correct.
Most of your,
More of a
correct me if I'm
dedication
wrong,
to
you're
a-
more of an
a
Irish
tool.
whiskey guy than I am. Most of your Irish whiskeys are somewhat blended.
and a lot of
Yes.
them are going to be unless you find the single
Correct.
barrel. Wow, that is light and citrusy.
Just wait till you taste it. Go ahead. Nose it, taste it.
First, it's like an explosion. As soon as it hits your taste buds,
It is literally it's eerily similar to 18-year-old Jameson.
Yeah.
That's smooth.
It is.
Yeah.
It's super smooth. I love
It's
it. That's fantastic.
Something, and I think I've said it before. Most people think whiskey is a fall winter drink,
So I'm going to shameless
and
plug.
this is something I could drink. Like it's so light and airy.
Jameson, if you have any bottles in your warehouse, please send them to 315 North 4th Street, Silsbee, Texas. We will take delivery on whatever you've got left.
There you
Yes,
go.
we will.
This is fantastic.
I would
It's
drink this.
good. Yes. It's good finish. It's good coloration. Is that a drowning?
It was.
Oh, he did the
It's my
drowning
first
pheasant.
official drowning pheasant on
He
the show.
finally did it. I've only been doing it for a damn month, and he finally did it. I love it.
The
God, that's good.
And it comes in around about $65 to $70 a bottle.
really.
Yes.
So what? So considerably less than 18
Yes,
here.
considerably less than 18-year-old Jameson, and considerably less than
Blends.
Blanton's. But
We are not balling on a budget tonight.
no.
I don't think we balled on a budget for the last like
You're
3
right.
weeks, bro.
Yeah, you're right.
we've been drinking on the
The finish is long enough that it stays.
yeah.
Right.
Like it stays long
lingers.
enough to where I can sit
It's
and
really good.
talk a little bit,
I'm not gonna lie.
and then go back for another drink, and
Right.
it's fading at that point, and then it hits
It
all
is
over again.
deceptively.
Yeah, it does. It stays there for a long time, and it's like it's a sweeter, but with a little bit of a peppery feel to it.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's
Fergie?
it's definitely different.
Yes, Fergie is on set with us.
Oh,
That's,
okay.
That's
Oh.
a Fergie.
That's
That-
a Fergie.
That's a Fergie?
That's
Okay.
a Fergie.
It's not
Okay.
Banana. Is that the right person?
No, that's
No,
totally
that's
different.
like-
That's two total
Who's
different.
Fergie? Which one? She spells the song.
She's Fergalicious.
yeah.
Yeah.
Sure. I don't know.
Fergalicious.
Who knows?
I like it. She's Fergalicious. So before we get into the topic,
Golly.
I got a couple announcements. First of all, next week, just to inform everybody, we will not be doing a show on Thursday because we will be at Nature's Brewing Company on Saturday starting at 3 p.m. And Nature's address for anybody that wants to come out and hang out or whatever with us, 1108 Port Neches Avenue in Port Neches, Texas.
And I want to do something on that note real
Okay.
quick. All month long, I noticed it on their Facebook page today. They are taking food donations.
Yes. Yes, they
with
are.
school coming up, with summer being here, there are a lot of families that struggle during this time because they don't get food at a normal, regular pace.
Right, yes. Yes.
So something I want to do, and I'm gonna kind of call you out on this one. I would like to gather up what we can
I got you.
and bring Saturday when we go.
I got a truck. Let's load it up.
So there you go. Shout out to everybody
to
watching.
our viewers,
I'll tell you
if
what.
you want to bring stuff by,
Yeah.
message
Yeah.
John,
If you want
hit
to,
us up on the Facebook page.
if you want
We'll
to,
figure out something.
If you want us to bring, if you have spare food that you want, if you want to, and I'll talk to Adrian about this. I'm sure she'll be fine with it. If you want to bring it by 195 East Avenue H, Frenchie's Coffee
Frenchie's
House.
Coffee House.
We'll put it in the back, and we'll bring all of y'all stuff Saturday.
Sounds good.
Absolutely.
Let's
So-
load the bed of your truck.
Let's
huh?
load the truck. Let's
There we go.
let's load the Ram Jam sitting out front, homie.
Sounds like a plan. I did. That was just something I thought was pretty
No,
cool.
you're
that they're doing.
good. And unfortunately, I know this is going to pain some of our viewers. The following week, we will not be doing a show on Thursday because July 31st, we will be at Poor Brothers doing a
Poor
live.
Brothers.
We're going to Poor Brothers, which is 585 Wall Street in downtown Beaumont. I'm excited. Two breweries in a row.
No,
Yeah.
I don't know how to contain myself.
It's if y'all haven't noticed, things are picking up pretty hot and heavy.
Oh my
for,
God,
for
yes.
The
The
functional
functional gentlemen, we're road warriors at this point,
I'm,
man.
I'm excited, and we're moving fast.
We've been to Galveston.
Which one's Hawk and which one's never mind.
Which one's what?
Nothing. You said you were Road Warriors. I was like, which one's Hawk and which one's
I'm the
Enmore?
short, chubby one, whichever one that one is. He's the taller
But
one.
I'm the short, chubby one.
Then he's the short, chubby one.
We're both short.
But no, I mean, we've got some really good stuff in the works. I'm in negotiations right now with the Cigar Club of Southeast Texas. We may be doing a live there
Yeah.
September 11th. Unless I have been told differently, which I have not yet, we will be at Front Porch Distillery in Nacogdoches, Texas.
Getting back to the whiskey.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, we're going back to the.
No, I'm not a big beer
Yeah,
drinker.
but man, my co-host here, bless his heart, I love him to death, but he's not a big beer guy.
Yeah.
But it's all good. I mean, we've got stuff, and I can go ahead and say this one because I've kind of confirmed this with the wife, and I think Bucky's on board with it. I'm pretty sure you're on board with it. October 16th, we will be in Clifton for Fall Fest.
That is
Yeah.
going to be our longest trip to date.
Yes, we are going to be on the
that's
other
right
side of
outside
Waco.
of Waco.
Yes.
For those that keeping score,
So if you don't think
Yeah.
we go on places, we're
we try.
going a lot of
Literally.
places.
We are literally
going
going
a lot of places.
We're at least spending gas money.
Yes.
And not only that, I know this is going to pain you too, but we will be in the fall. We will be back in Galveston.
Oh yeah.
Yes, we will, for several reasons. One, because I hear our friends at Texas Tail are launching a new partner brand
Oh, yeah,
that we're
yeah,
going
yeah.
to try to slip in on. I've been talking to Laney, and I've been texting back and forth about it. Galveston Island Brewing, though, emailed me the other day, and they want us
yeah?
out after they get done with their expansion, which
Oh,
is
heck yeah.
which
Yeah.
is fall of 2021.
I mean,
So
we helped Texas Tail open theirs. Why not help them?
why
open
not?
theirs?
We're
There
just
you go.
opening up all kind
That's
of stuff.
it. We'll do it big for them.
So now that I've run through my notes, you want to dive into the topic for the week?
Sure.
Topic of the week: qualities of a functional gentleman in today's world. And I learned from previous episodes, when you Google shit and put the phrase "in today's world" in
Oh,
it,
gosh.
it can go south in a hurry, and you got to stay out of them rabbit holes.
So, I've got my title for the week on this topic is functioning as a functional gentleman, and ladies.
Yeah, we can't be hating on our female audience because that's 40% of our demographic. By those of you who look at the numbers, we are a 60-40 split at the moment.
That's not a bad thing.
It's really not. I kind of wish it would be more.
On all of our
Yeah, I kind of wish it would be more 50-50.
Don't go blurting out all these gentlemen's secrets.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do not give away
Ladies
trade
don't know.
secrets.
Don't tell them nothing about what I learned before the show.
Yeah,
No, don't tell them
say
that.
that.
No, let's not do that. No. No
Off the air,
No
this
bad
is just
dog.
us. We're not doing that.
No bad dog.
So I guess let's just do this. What do you think whenever you think functional gentleman, since it's the title of our show?
I guess my biggest thing is how have we, I guess over time, what things do we need to do as gentlemen in today's world to kind of, technology and everything taking hold, what can we do to bury more roots as far as being a gentleman in today's world?
Well, to me, the first thing that you need to kind of wrap your brain around in today's world, you need to adapt. And you know this from being a Marine, which, by the way, thank you for your service. But Marine's big thing is adapt and overcome. So you got to adapt and overcome in today's world. And I mean, I know it's hard because we live in the Karen culture and snowflakes and all kind of other good stuff. But at the same time, you can still function and still have an opinion, I think.
I think so too, and I think that's something that gets lost with a lot of people. Is you can have an opinion on whatever the topic is, and as gentlemen, as we all define ourselves as, if you do it the right way, you can still do it online, on your phone, in person. You can do it wherever is needed. Especially, like you said, technology's taken over, and it is
by far.
It's no longer about the, chopping wood with a handheld axe, and that's what makes you a man.
Even though that is a really good stress reliever.
Oh yeah, I mean, you would know throwing axes through walls and whatnot.
That's how the fake ass glass started. Was literally with a hand axe through the wall.
He walks out to his truck, grabs an axe out of his truck, which nobody carries anymore, by the way, and just goes to town on the wall.
And yet there it is,
Yeah.
in its whole beautiful state. We can see the good brother who's rolling his
right.
eyes right now, and
He hates us.
he probably does. He's like, God, why did I give these guys a show? I'm still asking myself that question.
Yeah.
And we're like, what, 4 months in? We started this in March.
Yeah,
Something
March.
like that.
Yeah.
So
You're tolerable.
yeah, sometimes.
I'm picking. I love you guys.
He's super tolerable.
So you, as usual, with the topic of the week, I kind of went into more of an educational side of it.
You always go educational.
That's
why I have you around.
Right. So kind of the things I wrote down. Functional, by definition, is designed to be practical and useful, but not always attractive, which defines us very well. Well, at least my co-host. I'm always attractive.
I have been told that. I'm not gonna lie that down.
I don't know what you're talking about. I'm sexy.
Well, you're not on camera though.
Oh,
okay.
okay.
That's why we keep you off camera.
We
We can't have the ladies just
that's what it
flocking
is.
to
Yeah.
us.
No, because if that's the case, we're gonna get you a really big stick.
But I think being functional is different.
Kind of
for
like this one.
Yeah, the largest stick to date.
Which, by the way, being as we're talking about that, so I'm gonna challenge our viewers. Y'all see this lovely thing in my hand right here?
How can they miss it?
This is a Alec Bradley Texas Lancero. If we can get 100 people to watch this live, I will put this thing that literally looks like a part of somebody's anatomy in my mouth and
What?
smoke it. Just saying.
That's not the first time you'd have something that big in your mouth.
That's not what you said.
That's not what I said. So, being functional can be completely different for anybody and everybody.
It can.
Your
but-
definition of functional and your definition of functional may be different for mine. And the example I wrote down is hair clay versus grass cutter, and he's more hats and cigar cutter.
And
You know,
pocket
I
knives.
fix my hair.
And pocket knives. Don't forget pocket knives.
Right, but I mean that's kind of the two best examples because the good lettuce. I have to have my hair product. I cut my own grass. It's been a joke on the running joke
It
on the
has been a
show.
running joke.
You don't.
That's
so
true.
I've got grass cutters and hair clay. You've got hats and cigar cutters.
Yes.
So his functional is different than my functional, which is probably different than your functional. So
I like to think of myself as more as an everyday carry kind of functional
right,
guy.
and it's whatever is most useful for you in your day.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you can stick true to that, I think that covers the functional side of this. The gentleman, obviously, a lot of it is dependent on how you're raised.
I just got told I have a face for radio, and I have no neck. So, yeah, text messages are fun during shows. No neck.
No neck. And a face for radio.
A face for radio.
Do you have a voice for radio, though? I think that would be more important.
I don't know.
Than a face for
I mean,
radio.
I'll be honest. I kind of have a secret vice, so I go back and listen to everything we do.
Yeah.
And I literally drive around in my box truck and listen to myself talk. And
do you
sometimes
try to
I'm
adjust
like,
your voice to what you hear?
"Why, Bucky? I don't know what you mean."
Tonight on the Functional Gentleman.
Speaking of, I don't know if y'all noticed.
Off the rails again.
Look behind me.
Yeah, look at this thing.
We got green screen stuff figured out. We got
We're
our
learning.
logo back there.
Sort of.
Sort of. We're still in the
We're still
process.
learning.
We're still working on it. It's a work in progress, but I mean, at least we're better than just a big green monster.
That's right.
So
Yeah.
we have come a long way.
The next step is to make y'all not look like cardboard cutouts. So,
Yeah, I do kind of look cardboardish. Almost reminds me of that State Farm commercial with Steph Curry.
yeah.
Oh gosh.
But every day we get better and better. So
That's
right.
it, man.
We're
Working on it.
trying.
Hey, if you're not learning, get out of the way.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got to be learning. That's another good quality, by the way. You got to learn. Anytime you get to where you think you know everything, life is going to tell you real quick,
There you go.
you're wrong.
So, and I'm just kind of glancing because I always like to look and see what you've written down.
Can you
'cause-
read upside down and sideways?
I
'Cause
can.
I can read it.
That's that educational part.
That is an educational
I got
part.
an education.
Look at this guy.
Uh,
He's awesome.
He's like color commentary.
There's a reason why we refer to him as Superfan DJ Ferguson.
right.
That's right.
There's a reason.
I noticed you have a list of qualities of a functional gentleman in
I
today's
do have
world.
a lot of them.
Can I run through mine and then you run through yours?
Absolutely.
So this is more for me personally.
Age before beauty.
I wrote down 15 of what I feel
You
like.
didn't catch it.
Can I do that on air? Do we have a blur thing?
what'd you do? Hit him?
Wait for it.
No, I told you.
And somewhere in here, there it is. I'm gonna run through mine.
I mean,
and then you can run through
it's
yours.
okay.
Got you.
All right, so these are for me personally. I don't know if these are your personal ones or if you just wrote down what you thought. So, 1, anything worth having is worth working hard for. 2, always there to help. 3, stands up for those around him. 4, confident. 5, open-minded. 6, knowledge on a variety of topics. 7, my favorite saying to Dana, say what you mean and mean what you say. 8, can cook. 9, not afraid to apologize. 10, can compliment a woman and not be creepy about it. 11, dresses well but not necessarily in a suit all the time. 12, firm handshake and stands behind that handshake. 13, chivalrous by choice, not because women are inferior or weak. 14, personal hygiene. 15, a hobby or passion for something.
He's so educational.
I just feel like those are qualities that
I like your list.
a lot of
I
what
really
I
do.
possess and where I want my life to go.
I can't argue with any of those. They're all really admirable qualities.
Well,
now,
thank you, sir.
now, granted, they're not what I have on my list, but there's a lot of similarities. I mean, they're really. You'll be surprised actually on the similarities. So my first one is know yourself. Okay, know your strengths, know your weaknesses, and work on what you need to work on. Don't
Right.
be afraid to self-reflect. We all do it. We all have our own moments where we think, man, am I doing this right? Man, this kind of makes me look weak. Should I improve on this? Self-doubt is one of the worst things you can have as a guy, especially in today's world. So just kind of know you. Know you is the main one.
I have a real life scenario in that one, and it
Mm-hmm.
actually happened today at work. As you know, you were in my driveway. I've been getting home later and later as I do more and more at work.
Yeah.
But I dealt with a situation today at work, and I'm not going to name names. I don't like to call people out. But one of my technicians seems to have a lot of self-doubt here recently because we're trying to grow what we're doing.
Mhm.
And the only way I can do that is by adding more people
Mhm.
and making our department stronger.
Mhm.
And what bothers me is when the first question out of your mouth is, "Are you going to get ready to let me go because you're hiring a new technician?" Or, why why are you bringing somebody else into the service department? Am I on the chopping block? Don't doubt yourself. Know your worth. If you have or if you're gonna question something, do it in a way that reflects who you are. Let me know that you deserve to be here, or that you're confident in your ability.
You should have that confidence that, hey, I'm the best technician. Who you gonna let go?
Right? Why? Hey, I see you're bringing somebody in. What's going on?
Man,
Let me in.
I tell everybody all the time, and I don't want it to sound arrogant, but it's going to sound arrogant when it comes out of my mouth. I'm the best in the world at what I do.
I 100% believe that.
Yeah, and I mean that's just fact. I'm so good, I literally don't have any supervision whatsoever.
So you said something a minute ago about
I know.
self-assession.
Yeah,
To assess about oneself, stuff like that. I have been picked on many times over the past couple years because I've told you guys that I meditate. Okay, and I want to give you the definition of meditate real quick, because everybody thinks I'm going to like the beach and and doing this. That's not what I do. Okay, meditate is to think deeply or focus one's mind for a period of time in silence or with the aid of chanting for religious or spiritual purposes or as a method of relaxation. Okay, that's what I do. I do it as a method of relaxation. I think about everything in my life, because I'm telling you right now, I was told a long time ago, a person that does not assess his life and well-being is doomed to fail from the start.
Well, not just that, you have to constantly evolve as a person too.
Right.
I mean, regardless, you're male, female, whatever.
Yeah, I mean,
you got to constantly evolve.
Right.
And things change. I mean, your
maybe
taste
you don't
change.
Call it meditation,
right?
But you can meditate at any point.
Absolutely.
There's multiple times during the day where I walk out from my desk, walk out through the shop, and I stand there in the middle of our yard, and I'm in the sun, and I just stop and I'm thinking, what processes need to be put in place? Where am I at? What do I need to do? And although I won't call it meditation, that's by definition that's what I'm doing.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's self-reflection for sure. Couple of other ones on my list.
Yeah, sorry, we
No,
interrupted.
you're good. You're good. I'm used to it. It's fine.
He uses that we word.
Yeah.
Well, he talks a lot. So
I do
you have to stop.
I do talk a lot. And the good brother's choking on something.
I'm laughing.
If it makes you feel it better, at least one of us in the room is CPR certified.
It's not me.
That's true.
It's not.
It's not
Just
me.
in case.
All right, so
I will save your life.
Let's run.
So, I mean, a couple of other ones I got, taste for the good things in life, but at the same time, stay in your budget. We talk all the time. It's a running catchphrase with us, balling on a budget.
Balling on a budget.
Stay in your budget and like the things that you like. Would I necessarily rush out and buy a bottle of Blanton's every week? No.
Well, but like
But at
DJ
the same
said,
time, there's other things that you have to find that work for you.
right?
Like, prime example, Old Forester 100 Proof. It's about $27 a bottle, and I'm telling you right now, it's one of the best 100 Proof whiskeys I've had.
Well, our bottle and bond.
Yeah, Bottle and Bond was another
It was
one.
25. I think
It was
25.
It was 25.
But like DJ said, it's not something he's going to go out and buy all the time. But like you said, taste for the good things in life.
But stay in your wheelhouse.
Stay in your wheelhouse, but whenever you want to splurge,
Splurge.
And
do it because you can and because you want to.
I'm going to tell you something
It's
from
something you enjoy.
as I call myself, a retired car salesman.
Me too.
If
buddy,
if
me
you
too.
if you
Never
can't,
sold a car a day in my life.
so if you have money to go out and buy a $70,000, $80,000, $90,000 vehicle, go buy it. That's fun. That's good. That's in your budget. I'm proud of you. Take that note. But if you have to drive around a Kia Soul for the remainder of your life, guess what? I don't have a note. Like, it's not, and it's definitely not $70,000. So when you're talking about staying within your budget, I agree with that completely. Like, and it took me a long time, because growing up, I was always the guy, hey man, I've got to impress the Joneses. I've got to have this nice thing or this nice thing so people will look at me differently. Now, I don't give a crap.
Yeah.
Man, you can't keep up with the Joneses because you'll literally be like a dog chasing its own tail if you try.
Yeah.
Quick side note: do y'all both still have some Blantons in your glasses?
Yeah.
Take a quick whiff and drink, and tell me what. Because I just did that. Like that one's been sitting there since we've been talking. I got a real hit of it was almost like cigar-like, and maybe that's just me, but I didn't even mean to.
Just the pepper on the end. I know
that
what
what
you're
it-
getting at.
Because the second I picked it up, I was like, "Is that a cigar?"
You know why?
It was that tobacco.
Like we talked
like we
about.
talked
That's what
about.
happens when you let stuff open up a little bit.
Right.
That was really. I mean, it was really weird how that. Sorry, complete side note.
You're good.
Squirrel.
We do that a lot. We have a lot of squirrel moments. Back to my list.
Yeah.
Manners are always a good thing. It's like we've said before. It's not uncool to say yes, ma'am, no, ma'am, yes, sir, no, sir. Open doors, pull out chairs, all that kind of stuff. Knowledge. Don't try to be a smart ass, but know a little bit about everything to stay in the conversation at least. Cue the rainbow. Yeah, cue the rainbow.
I was on board as soon as you started doing this.
Yeah.
I'm so that was my proudest moment with you right there.
No, I mean, with me, another one like your entourage. And I know entourage is a fancy word, but I mean, like, it kind of goes back to what we said in our friendship episode. You want your friends to reflect different qualities of what you are.
Right.
You want everything to stay different, because if everybody was the same, this place would be boring as shit.
Well, it's like earlier when we were sitting outside and I said something about a cigar. What did I say? Something about a different part of the cigar, and you corrected me.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And so I didn't get mad at it because I got corrected, and now I know the proper term.
Yeah, because John had never, and bless his heart, and it happens. So the Arturo Fuentes that we smoked beforehand had what is called a closed foot on it.
Right.
And you saw it when we lit it. So what it was, instead of having just an open end, like how this one has a flat end, like literally flat, this one had like a kind of almost curlicue end on it. But it wasn't a full-fledged curlicue. It was just a kind of grouping right there that made it look like it had a tip.
Those
and
are the
that's called a
cigars that look
closed
like turds, by the
Yes.
way.
Yes.
I mean, from a non-cigar person,
Right.
Yeah.
if you walk into a humidor and you see the one that looked like a turd, that's what you're talking about.
I would love to find a humidor that would let us shoot probably about a 15-minute live. I'd love to walk through a humidor with you.
I mean,
here's why.
From a layman's term, like, this is what I think of whenever I see this cigar. I would be that person because I literally have no idea.
You were doing
Hey,
this.
Right.
I understand 100%.
Yeah.
I mean, we walked through the one at Specs. And
That's true. We did walk through one.
I just liked looking at. I love the smell of it, but I just liked looking because they all look cool. Like some of them look really cool to me, and some of them are short, some of them are fat, some of them are thin, some of them are. I just think they're cool.
Yeah.
Because the idea is, if I walk up to somebody else and I say something wrong about a cigar, the first thing out of in their mind is going to be, well, don't you hang out with that Roy guy? Isn't he like a cigar aficionado? How do you not know
I'm
this?
working on it. I'm not an aficionado yet, but I'm
And that's what
working
he's
on
talking about. Your entourage.
I'm taking classes.
Giving that knowledge to your entourage.
I'm putting myself through night classes at aficionado school. So. Just like I did night classes at safety school, which is another subject for another day.
For those that tried to watch last week's episode,
We learned a valuable lesson.
Entourage, a.k.a. for those that are hip with the terms, #squad.
Yeah, #squad.
Squad up. That's my squad.
So being as you mentioned last week episode, we figured out that you can't run Streamlabs from two computers at the same time, because otherwise you get what happened last week.
We're learning.
So we fixed the issue. We apologize for it. We even upgraded a step with the background.
Yeah,
So we're getting there.
This is us, by the way.
And another few, and I'll finish out my list real quick.
Run.
The open-minded thing I had on my list, which you had on yours. A big one that I had is knowing the difference between confidence and arrogance.
Yeah, and I
feel that's a big one, especially with a lot of, and this is going to sound like me being a boomer, but a lot of millennials.
I'm
today,
a millennial.
Well, a lot of your cohorts have this issue. They want to make it out like they're the best thing since sliced bread and crunchy peanut butter. And don't get me wrong, hey, you do you all day long. Me, I kind of look at the confidence arrogance thing is you got to kind of be half hitman and half monk.
That's a scary person.
It is a very scary person, but you got to be serious, and yet
That's
you
a
got to
crazy
be.
analogy.
But yet you got to be. You got to be
that's a scary-
open-minded
but
all
that
at
would
the
be the
same time.
scariest
But yet you got to have that seriousness of okay, it's time to nut up and do business.
So you just need to be Jet
Where do
Li.
you fall? I mean,
Do
as
what?
far as your
You just
age,
need to be
I
Jet
don't know
Li.
if you're okay
Yes.
Yeah, 30.
announcing your
I'm
age.
34.
34. Okay, so
34.
you're my age.
Okay.
Okay.
Really?
We're not as old as that fellow.
That
over.
one.
Yeah.
all the time.
This guy is 74,622 months old,
Right.
as we brought up from a previous episode.
Well, I just started typing numbers.
I love that. That was the comment of the night.
But
that night. I
the
loved that
funniest
one.
part is we all stopped and we were like, "Is he? Wait, how?"
Well, see, my math got messed up. I'm not as educated as Buddy. My math was my
But as we
little
were all
off.
talking about pre-show, small town USA, you gotta love it. But no, we're not all as educated as most other people. I just pretend to be smart. It's easy when you sit next to this guy.
Yeah.
What? Hey, buddy.
I'm going to ignore that.
BFFs.
I'm going to ignore
All
that.
right, what else you got?
Especially since I went to East Texas Baptist University, I'm going to ignore that.
Hmm.
Again, say what you mean what you say. You
Yeah,
and I
that's
had that one
weird.
kind of similar. Yeah. Anything worth having is worth working hard for. We both kind of compared on that one. Where was I?
Somebody cheated.
Somebody cheated. And I've said it before. It's weird that we don't compare notes.
Be prepared for anything was another one on my list.
I think that falls into our functional.
It does.
part
It
of the
does.
title.
And not just that, and I've said it before, and you know this from being in the military. Have a sit rep when you walk into a room.
A what?
A sit rep. A
Situational
situational report.
Oh,
That man knew exactly what I was talking about when I said sit rep.
I thought sit rep like an
Gold
agent.
star,
Like,
buddy.
We're sitting down. He's my rep.
No.
So this is my sit rep.
Hey, my wife, she gets so flustered at me sometimes whenever we go sit down at a restaurant because I look at the exits.
Okay, let me
I got the whole
here's the big
situation
question.
under control.
Okay, here's the big question. You and Stacy go out to a restaurant.
Yeah.
Is your back to the door?
No,
or
I
are
see
you
the door.
facing
You
the
face
door?
the
I
door.
see the door,
That's a gentleman thing.
and that
And it's also, I guess, kind of a protector thing. But that, to me, in my head, the way I was raised, that's a gentleman thing. I sit facing the door because I want to know what's about to come through it.
Yep.
Because if something happens, she's going down first, and I'm.
So see, you've been doing situational awareness forever, and you didn't even know it was called situational awareness.
John, will you be my sit rep?
Absolutely. I'm watching the door right now.
Cool.
They should
I got
be,
that.
They
I got
should
that
be,
door. You got that door.
No, no, no.
should be locked,
I'm
though.
sitting, and I need you to represent me.
I mean, yeah, like I said,
That's good.
that's-
You know,
That's
know
good.
your surroundings. I mean, that's common sense. My watch just came undone. Sorry.
Oh, man.
Yeah, it's fine.
What are you wearing tonight?
The Lambretta.
Libretta? I like the
Yeah,
Libretta.
I got
like
my.
that
So
one.
I'm gonna tell you this. I went to Avonlea. Avonlea called me last week.
Oh, that's a fancy store.
It's a pretty nice jewelry store in Lumberton. If you hadn't been to it.
I have
No,
never
but
been there.
they hooked me
That's
up
why.
on my fossil. So I have a fossil blue that I literally got the day I turned 21.
Is that okay?
I'll be 40 in October.
That's the one we've talked about. That
Yes,
one
we have
before.
talked about that
Yeah,
one.
yeah.
They built a brand new class for me and put a battery in it. I
What?
walked out the door for $35.
Shut the front door.
Dead serious. I highly recommend Avonlea. Of course, I am going to have to
No
take
free
it
ads.
back to them because the second hand is off by a micron.
How do you know that?
So when you have
How
the
do you
minute,
know that? Do you
so
know that?
I'll show
Are you
you.
a
Okay.
human sundial?
So
Can
when
you
you
tell me?
so when you see my wrist, when the second hand hits the minute hand, that means it's off by microns or a micron. A micron is a measurement that they use in watchmaking.
I literally set all my.
Thank you,
clocks
Miss
like 3
Wendy.
minutes fast.
Do
I would
what?
never know
I was
that.
telling Miss Wendy,
I
thank
don't
you.
know how he knows half
Yeah.
this stuff sometimes.
Hey, there's a lot of knowledge going on in this head.
There's probably a whole lot of bullshit.
There's not bullshitting.
But
But
as
I will tell you this.
bullshit a bullshitter.
If you're in the market for a Citizen watch, they have a very nice selection of Citizens. I looked. I almost got myself
Oh,
in trouble.
can I make this joke?
Can you make one
Please make
joke?
the joke.
So Beth said, seriously, Roy, a micron? That's what she said.
Yeah.
Ah,
Micron. She said.
I'm pretty sure that was in my early 2000s.
I'm sorry. I'm
what she
picky.
said.
I'm picky with my stuff. I want it to work properly, and
We're
if it,
past that, John.
because it literally.
That's what she.
And the sad thing about it, like I checked it, okay, because I got so anal with this
It
watch, I
works for
checked it.
everything. Sorry,
So
we're
it
over.
literally starts hitting the second hand starts hitting the minute hand at 20 after the hour. It doesn't roll past it until 50 after the hour. So there's a 30-minute gap where no matter where you put it, the second hand is going to hit the minute hand.
Get me close,
There you go.
and I'm okay with it.
Yeah, the sad thing about it is you could be 30 minutes off.
I'm
It's
a
not
I'm a
close.
horseshoes and hand grenades guy. Get me close, and I'm good with it.
God, yeah.
What?
So
you have
you-
a lot of highlighted things on this page.
I do, and a lot of them.
Oh, I seen those highlights.
A
you
lot
want
of
to talk
them.
about an outline, and he said me and Josh would go fist
Yeah.
to fist. This dude's got highlighted
I'm
things.
trying to elevate my
and
game. I'm trying to elevate my game.
sidebars.
I'm trying to elevate. Okay?
Okay.
Give me a little.
All right, what do you got?
So I literally read an article by a husband and wife couple of all things, Brett and Kay McKay.
That is
Brett-
the worst name. Why did she marry that dude?
I don't know,
Kay
but
McKay?
but Brett
Kay
McKay wrote a book called
good.
The Art of Manliness, and there's several
bad, I'm good.
issues
Okay.
in this book.
I know what book you're talking about.
The art of
Yeah, okay.
Manliness is what Brett McKay wrote.
Yeah.
So
Art of Man. That's a website.
that's a book too. There's
That's
a
a
series
website.
of books. I'll show you after the show.
He's
So he went-
educated.
So he went through 6
Show me.
examples of the average gentleman, okay? And he put it literally, the first example I'm going to use is called the warrior example, okay?
Okay.
And for a warrior, the pros are toughness, leadership, courage, and sacrifice,
Okay.
which you can kind of relate being a military guy. The cons for a warrior are callousness, which is almost like a arrogance, so to speak.
I have a callus. Does that count?
Not that. I'm not going to tell you what that callus is from. Difficulty adjusting to civilian life, relating to non-soldiers. That's why I'm not going to tell you where it comes from, because you're married.
That backfired.
An unwillingness to question
Hey, honey.
authority. Those are all the cons of being the warrior
Agreed.
type.
Okay. I can see
Examples of famous warriors:
Mm-hmm.
Genghis Khan and General Patton.
There
that.
you
Ooh,
go.
I like the General Patton.
Yeah,
That's
so-
interesting. Okay.
My next one is the lone wolf. Okay, self-sufficient, free-thinking, independent. Those are all the pros. The cons: can't ask for help, difficulty in forming connections with others, depression, and suppression of emotions. Those are the cons of being the lone wolf. The famous example of lone wolf is J.D. Singler.
I'm not sure who that is.
He wrote, if I'm not mistaken, and you'll know this because you're a book guy, I think he wrote The Catcher in the Rye, if I'm not mistaken.
You have any
I would
idea?
say another example to me would be I don't know if do you know the sniper? I believe his name's Chris Kyle.
Yes,
Yes.
I do. I've
yes.
seen American Sniper and
To-
I've read
to-
the book.
To me, that's kind of
Yes.
that's
think
that's
that-
kind of the same representative.
and not obviously not knocking.
What'd you
That's
say
just
his
somebody-
name was? JD
real
what?
experience
Huh?
because of
JD
the
what?
movie.
Sangler?
Sangler.
If you haven't read the
S-A-L-I-N-G-E-R?
book by
Salinger.
No, I haven't.
Salinger.
What's it called?
Okay.
I'm pretty sure it's along the same
Oh
line.
yes, J.D. Salinger wrote The Catcher in the Rye.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a
Yeah.
lot. I mean,
Yeah.
there's a lot of. articles on
Your
that
your
dude,
last
too.
name was throwing me off.
Come at me, bro.
Whenever I saw American Sniper, his whole story kind of grabbed me, and I did a lot of research on that dude. There's a lot of good stuff on that.
There's a lot of good stuff.
There's a book,
Marcus
there's
Luttrell's another one that's got a lot of good
Yeah.
backstory. If you're into
But
that type
I
stuff.
like that example. I think that
as
dude,
far as like a lone wolf, because those snipers.
when you define what you just defined, and you want to put it in a real world scenario that most people would know, Chris Kyle is a very good example.
a very, very good example. But he wasn't in this. But I would agree
No,
with
I
you
mean,
on that.
right.
So the next one is the adventure, which is the pros are free spirit, courage, vitality, and risk taking. Which I don't know how risk taking is a pro, but I mean it could be a pro and it could be a con depending on how
with
you look at it.
risk assessment, obviously.
True.
But
The cons to an adventure are flighty and the inability to commit. The example that they gave, oddly enough, Lewis and Clark.
I thought you were going to say John Marble.
That's
I didn't say that.
that's true.
For the record, I didn't say that. Here's the one I know everybody's excited for: the gentleman dynamic. Okay,
Wait, what?
the
is this
gentleman is the
this is
example. Yes, this is
one
the,
of the categories.
Yes, this
the
is one of-
gentleman dynamic.
Well, no, it's the gentleman. I just threw the
Oh,
dynamic in there
okay.
for extra pizzazz. So the pros of a gentleman: well dressed, well mannered. Those are the pros. The cons: superficial, neglects the inner self in favor of outward forms, and a lack of toughness. The examples that they use of the gentleman, are you ready for this one? This one kind of threw me for a minute, because one of these guys is like one of my favorite presidents. Ronald Reagan and George Washington. Thoughts? I know you got a lot swirling
I
around
agree
your
with
head.
one.
How can so
Reagan or Washington?
Reagan.
Okay.
The toughness part about
The-
Reagan, that's the
the
only
lack
thing that
of
throws
tough.
me off.
So you said lack of toughness. A, both of those examples are kind of questionable, but B, why does a gentleman have to lack toughness?
That was the con, because when you think back in history, and we've talked about this before, when you think gentlemen, you think the guys that have the nice suits, they drink the expensive liquor, they take care of their appearance, stuff like that. So back in that time frame, that translated
and that kind of goes back to what
and where in modern times now it doesn't translate to a weakness.
Right, and that's kind of what I went back to in the beginning. A gentleman, you can define it how you want to define it based on how you were raised or what you see in yourself.
I don't,
because I can't imagine. Now, am I the toughest guy in the world? Am I gonna immediately run into a fight? Probably not. But when it comes to my family, my wife, those that I care for, am I gonna step up and show that toughness? Yes. I don't lack that toughness. I just choose not to always wear it on my sleeve.
Like I wouldn't put Reagan up against Mayweather.
No.
But as far as saying, hey, General, send your guys here, send your guys there. We're gonna, we're gonna take over this country.
That was the part I disagreed with when doing this research, the lack of toughness. Because to me, there's two things. There's physical toughness, which I can understand. Yes, Reagan and Washington probably both lacked, but they had tremendous mental toughness.
So the reason I said Reagan and not Washington, and I want to go ahead.
First of all, Washington crossed the Delaware while it was half frozen, so that's pretty tough.
Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and say this. Yes, the man is the father of our country. Yes, he was a great president, but there are a lot of stories out there written by people around him that said he was a Class A jerk. So
Reagan?
No, Washington.
Oh, Washington. I'm sorry.
But he also was a president in the middle. He had to make some very tough decisions.
Exactly. That's why. That's why I said.
Yeah, that was a very weird. I mean, it was a weird time.
The physical toughness, I understand.
Right.
Where they would make that comparison. Mental toughness, though, I think both of them were very mental tough. I mean, let's be honest. Reagan's probably one of the only presidents that survived a assassination attempt.
Yeah, I was about to say Reagan got shot.
Yes, well, he's one of the only presidents that ever survived an attempt.
What's crazy to me to say George Washington had a lack of toughness, or to put a negative connotation on his name at all in any way.
Right.
I've always thought if I could go back in time, I would love to go back to that period of time when he was president, just to see, because that was such a gray area. It was such a weird time. It was such a there was a lot going on.
There was
him and then obviously Abraham Lincoln there
right.
for obvious reasons, but the George Washington era was such. Just go back and just read a little bit about it and see where they were and where we were as a country. That dude. I mean, he put up with a lot.
Like I said, doing my research, that was the one thing I disagreed with from this, where I referenced to that.
All right. So what else? It looks like you've got two more.
I do have two more. So this one was kind of one of my quote unquote favorites to do the research on.
Oh.
The Statesman.
The Statesman.
Okay.
So the pros of The Statesman were idealistic, driven, civic-minded, and principled. Those were the pros.
Okay.
The cons were egocentric, pride leading to scandal or corruption, which is typical among politicians. We all know that.
I've got somebody in my mind right now.
Go ahead.
Is it Bill Clinton?
Yes. Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton would be considered a statesman in this one.
He's a politician.
That is very true. Any other politician, Jeff?
Richard Nixon?
I like Richard Nixon.
We'll stay out of that one.
I am not a crook.
I like Tricky Dick. Tricky Dick was the president. That's what his nickname was.
Yeah.
Tricky Dick.
Yeah.
I got a Tricky Dick.
The last one I feel that me and my co-host can relate to. I'm not even acknowledging what you just
keep
said.
going.
The Family Man. The Family Man was the last one of the dynamic that made up these six. Hardworking, loyal, good husband and good father were the pros.
Okay.
The cons were aversion to risk and complacency, which I completely disagree with the complacency part of it, because as I've said numerous times on this show, variety is the spice of life. I like to change things up every once in a while. I feel I'm not complacent. in my marriage.
Yeah, but I feel you fall into maybe 2 or 3 of the categories.
I would say I fall
that.
in at least, just looking at it, I fall in at least probably 3 of these categories.
I get where they're going with it, but that was going to be my question to both you and you, is can you be more than one?
So I'll premise it like this. Based off of what I just said, you know me better than anybody in this room. If you had to put me, and I'll even turn this so where you can read it. If you had to put me in at least, out of these 6 categories, at least 2 of them, or I'll say 3. If you can put me in 3, put me in 3. But at least 2 of them, which 2 would you put me in?
That's what I was gonna say. You said 2. I was like, I counted 3.
Okay.
If I put them in.
So curious, what are your 3? Sorry.
To me, it would be the statesman, the family man, and a little bit of the warrior type.
Okay.
Interesting.
Just some of his comments and thought process and knowing him.
We're talking about me.
Yeah.
Okay. Just making sure we were talking about the same person for a second. I kind of got a little. Are we talking? Is somebody sitting behind me and I don't know it? So.
No, those 3 would be what I would.
Buddy. Silence is awkward, just to let you know. I know, right? That's kind of what I feel right now.
So obviously, family man, because I know you,
Obviously.
and I know where you stand as a husband, a father. I know where you stand when it comes to work, and you're not afraid to put it in. I was trying to look at the cons because part of me wanted to put you in a pro, a con, and possibly a second pro.
You can do that. I mean, the pros and cons, granted, they're mirror each other. The main thing
in
is,
a sense, they do.
yeah.
Um,
So, I mean, you have the pros to one and the cons to the
I
other.
like if I'm being completely honest with you,
Sure.
I like the lone wolf for you,
Okay.
and I kind of like a little bit of a lone wolf in the con area. Maybe not the can't ask for help, because I know me and you we go back and forth all the time.
Right.
But from the other ones, I could almost see it.
I can see you saying that about this particular part of it.
A lot of it is that one.
Mm-hmm. Which, for those of you who can't see where my finger was,
That's the suppression of
emotions.
Because I went through the loss of this guy's father with him, and I don't want to get too emotional, but that has a lot to do with it.
Yeah.
Because I love this man.
I could agree with that.
But I'm definitely, I will agree a lot with what you said. The statesman, the family man, and a little bit of the lone wolf in certain areas. Because I could, I mean, even if you weren't married, I could see you as a very self-sufficient, independent person. But I also strongly believe that you are all about
I learned
friends,
so much by these episodes.
So, I mean, that's kind of where I stand. I wanted to find more cons, and that's kind of what I was trying to do with it. Was because I feel like everybody can kind of fall into multiple categories, but I wanted it to almost be you're here, but you're here in the cons, and here with the pros, and here with the cons. Like if you were to fall into more than one category. But it's hard to place. It's really hard to put your finger on a lot of that stuff.
To me, they should have done with this list, they should have done a 7th category. And that 7th category would have been like a well-rounded category. Because I feel like, and like I said, I do a lot of self-reflection and stuff. I have a lot of qualities in all of these. I mean, obviously, just by looking at this list. I mean, I do kind of, there's been times in my life where I've taken risk and went to careers that I knew absolutely jack shit about. But I mean, at the same time, there's times where I feel that I've also sacrificed in certain times in my life, and I've also kind of, I'm loyal to a fault.
Right.
I had somebody refer to me as a Saint Bernard the other day, which I don't really know how to take that. I don't know if it's the fact that I was
Saint Bernard's pretty big.
They are pretty big.
There's a whiskey barrel.
That's kind of where I thought they were going with that when they made
But
that
they're loyal.
comparison.
They're
They
loyal.
are.
I got a whiskey barrel around my neck.
Got a
'cause I
big
drink
whiskey
a lot,
barrel around my
but
neck.
I'm big and I'm loyal.
But I mean, yeah, I could see. I
And
can see a lot of these, honestly. I don't think I fall in just one particular.
before you got obviously down to the Family Man, which I think a lot of us can.
Well, yeah,
That was the
agree
number
with.
one I picked out.
Right.
I think a lot of us can agree with that. But before you got to that point, my first thought, and I honestly think my wife would agree with me on this one, was the Lone Wolf.
I was fixing to say your wife's choice is not on here because 9 times out of 10 she refers to me as an asshole.
Well, yeah, I can't pick that category because it wasn't a part of your list. But the Lone Wolf really stood out to me because, I mean, she's been through a lot with me, and she knows a lot about what goes on. So prior to my wife, it was very Lone Wolf, and now I feel like I'm a lot of Family Man mixed into that.
You are. You're a good dude. I'm not gonna lie. You're a good dude. I've seen it firsthand because I said it on our Father's Day episode. Oh, wait a minute. Did she call me a duck or a dick? Because one says
Hashtag
duck,
autocorrect.
and the other one's
Duck.
And
We're
the other
going
one's-
with duck. Duck. Quack, quack, quack,
Okay.
quack, quack. Ducks fly together. Did anybody get the reference?
Yeah, it was a Mighty
Going
Ducks.
once,
Yeah,
okay,
Mighty
thank
Ducks
you.
Flying V reference. Yes,
Yeah.
I got it.
Ducks fly together.
I was fixing to say I liked her first comment
Quack,
better than her
quack,
second one.
quack,
I thought you were talking about because ducks fly together. She calls y'all both
That's right.
that.
We're ducks.
She may have called us ducks, or she may call
DJ's our third duck.
or she may call us dicks before the night's over. Who knows?
John makes our uneven V for a duck flying together.
So we need a nut. Are you saying we need?
No. Do you know why birds that migrate have an uneven V when they migrate?
No. Why?
Because there's more birds on one side.
Is that like your dad joke for the day?
Yes.
Okay.
It is what it is. Did a whole dad joke episode.
Yeah.
I wanted to throw my own in there,
It is
and that
what
was
it
the
is.
perfect opportunity for it.
Good
Hey,
job.
speaking of which, where'd you get this bottle
California.
He ordered it.
from?
From California.
You ordered it from California?
You want me to tell you what you could have done and
But-
saved yourself a little bit of
That's what
time?
I'm trying to get at.
You could have ordered it from
You
the
know
bottle
where you
shop
coulda
because
ordered it
Miss
from?
Jeannie,
You know that I should have ordered it.
Miss
from the
Jeannie
bottle.
takes a lot of requests. She has a
She-
legal pad covered with
She
pages
did, and
of
she
stuff.
showed us this bottle multiple times
Yes,
when we
she
walked
has.
in because she special orders it for people.
Yes.
And the bottle shop is amazing for all of your whiskey and bourbon and special orders and whatever you want.
Hard seltzers.
Or so, we have to do that one.
Yeah,
I'll throw that
I
in.
feel like it's there's one that my company is probably fixing to be doing that I'm not going to really talk about a whole lot, but I feel like I'm sorry. I almost forgot. Our company, the Good Brother, starts with Jack Hilliard on Monday.
Congratulations on
Yay.
getting the job, sir.
Which, by the way,
Finally-
I forgot your shirts at home. I'll
That's
bring them
okay.
tomorrow.
It's fine. I'm finally
No,
not,
but
not
I-
going to be homeless.
I was joking, but I was serious. Yeah, right? I was joking, but I was serious. She's really good about ordering
She's
anything
very
you
good.
need. She showed us a bottle a couple times because she's got them as special orders.
She did my art.
And I've never
my art
ordered a
bag.
special bottle from them, but I tell you what, if I've gone in and I've said, hey, I've got, we want something citrusy. Pick me out something. Man, they
got-
know their stuff.
She knows her stuff.
Oh,
Oh,
man.
she's very.
That's something pretty cool
she's very
because
knowledgeable.
we've never actually talked about that
Yeah.
on the show. But a real world customer that walks in,
And not only that, August 19th, she's gonna be on the show.
yeah, she is.
Miss Jeannie
I'm
herself will
excited
be on the
about
show.
that.
I am too. I love Miss Jeannie.
She's really cool. Every time
she's
I walk
really
in,
cool. She's really cool.
Everybody at the
She-
bottle shop, they're
Yeah, like I said,
That's good people.
Sharon and I go back to my days when I worked at Walmart. She's top flight. She knows her stuff just as well as Miss Jeannie does.
But
and
if
they'll
y'all
help
need
anybody.
if you need any, I don't really know. I can't think of the word I'm looking for.
If you need any assistance in all your liquor and
that's real world.
yes,
Hey, and I've told them, I've said,
Confession.
hey, what's the best sipping whiskey? I've
you
said,
go.
what's the best mixing whiskey with this type of drink? And they're they'll lead you, they won't lead you astray.
No, they'll send you straight to where you need to go. That's why we love them. That's why we work with them.
We love them.
And I know right now, based off of previous stuff we found out, they carry one of my personal favorites now, Angel's Envy.
They
which
did. They started carrying.
I
Angels.
realized
I'm
the other
excited
day
about
that my Angel's Envy is out at the house, so I will probably go by this weekend and pick up my
Probably.
bottle of Angel's Envy.
I'm about this far from being out.
Nice.
After this,
we will be.
I'm going to buy some Buffalo Trace.
There you
Just
go. You've got
because.
Just because I like
Just
it.
because
Hit
it's
'em
the
up,
same place.
Get some Buffalo
Just
Trace.
because.
But yeah, as we always say, the unofficial slogan.
The proof is in the bottle, not the sign.
The bottle shop. We had to do it.
So I have so super fan. I have a surprise for you.
What is that?
We're gonna do a new segment since you're our first guest.
Okay.
I don't know nothing about this one.
I'm just curious to get to know our fans. So
Me neither.
I'm gonna go with some.
Hey, this is new to you?
It's new to
I'm
me.
gonna go with, yeah, this is new to
We're all
everybody.
freaking out.
Everybody's-
This is off the cuff.
I'm freaking out. I want to do a rapid fire. Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm gonna ask you
Okay.
5 questions.
Funny, because I had some questions.
Did you? Yeah. Okay. Question number 1. Favorite beer?
Michelob Ultra.
Ultra or Prickly Pear and Cactus
Okay.
Ultra?
No, Michelob Ultra.
I want to mark
Okay.
off the ones you asked that I.
The best
Michelob Ultra.
expensive one, the best cheap one, Busch Latte.
I hadn't gotten down with the Busch Latte
How
yet.
does
I
this
guess,
pen work?
and it erases just in case you screw up.
Who do y'all remind me of?
Yes. Question number 2.
Tim, Taylor, and Al. Off of Home
Is
Improvement.
he Al?
Yeah.
Hey, that's pretty good.
Yes.
I mean,
Just
I
the
like that.
beard and
I love
I
it.
gotta be Al.
he's all clean shaven
You're
and you're
gonna-
the educated one.
You're gonna wear
okay.
flannel next week just because of that comparison.
Tell me I won't. I wore cargo shorts and dad shoes
You did.
to this show.
You did.
But he always does the crazy stuff and you kind of got to get him back in line.
Right.
Yeah, you gotta reel it in. If we go off the rails, you gotta reel it
Okay. Favorite whiskey?
in. Okay.
Crown Royal.
What?
Disappointed.
Whoa!
Okay.
By far
Okay.
disappointed.
Can I make a statement, please?
Okay. Sure.
Crown Royal? No. Yes. Crown Royal is the whiskey that non-whiskey drinkers drink when they say, "I don't drink whiskey. I'll have a Crown and Coke."
Because when I'm out somewhere, most of the time when I'm out somewhere, I drink
readily
a
available.
Crown and Diet Sprite. Because sometimes when I go out to drink,
It's an interesting one.
I try to low carb.
Is
Crown
Okay.
and Diet Sprite.
second? Okay. Follow-up question: is Diet Sprite readily available at most establishments?
It is, but it is locally and in Beaumont and places like that. But
there you go.
I haven't tried it too much when I went out.
I might have to go find a Diet Sprite.
Okay,
so-
so favorite whiskey if you're high ending it.
Oh,
Oh my goodness! I brought it on the show
There
today.
you go.
dog, he did.
Blanton's. I like it. I can get down with
Can
that.
I-
one.
Because you can't. I'm serious. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna check the bottle shop. And I'm gonna try to order a bottle from them. And yeah, I can't find it anywhere because it's center aisle.
Right.
They don't sell much of it.
Longhorn keeps it behind the counter just in case you're curious.
Have you drank Crown Royal straight?
Yeah.
Okay. Thoughts?
It's nowhere close to Blanton's or Jameson.
It's readily
Have
available.
you
though.
drank Crown straight?
Yes. Multiple flavors of Crown Straight, actually. Peach, apple.
Thoughts?
Not a big fan. I'm not a big fan of Canadian whiskeys. I've noticed. I've tried several. I've tried Canadian Hunter. I've tried Crown Royal.
Because I've actually half-assed considered bringing it on the show as our whiskey of the week or
We
drink
could
of the
do
week.
You can get down with
For
that.
the first time,
It can't be for the next 2
I
weeks,
can't.
but you can do that.
Crown Royal is that weird whiskey that you mix with stuff. You make a Crown Bomb. You make whiskey and your
That would be-
Crown
Look,
Coke.
That would be
I'm
a
gonna tell you
Vegas
right
bomb.
now.
For the first time,
Don't ever come to karaoke with me with a handle full of Crown Green Apple.
I'm bringing you whatever.
Like,
whatever you
well,
don't
we gonna have real good fun.
Who knows?
So a couple weeks ago,
Who,
the wife.
Rosalie? That's my future sister-in-law.
Oh,
So you drink Jack? That's the worst.
She knows Gentleman Jack and Jack Single Barrel are 2 of my favorite whiskeys. But I'm
know,
refining my palate, so
We
to
are.
speak, as I get older.
we're working on it. The Crown Bomb.
The Vegas
that you-
bomb.
The Vegas Bomb. Sorry.
Yes.
Yeah.
That you introduced my wife to.
Crown
as-
Royal, peach schnapps, and Red Bull.
She makes it as a giant drink now. The other night, or a couple weeks ago, I guess, she was making them, and I just decided I'm gonna try Crown Straight because I never, ever tried it straight. Because it's just not that whiskey that you think I'm gonna pour it in a glass, and I'm gonna try it. And it just, I was
What?
Huh?
She drinks a whole glass of the Vegas bomb?
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
turns into a vegetable.
She knows that's supposed to be a shot, right?
No.
No. We worked it out to where it's drink form.
It's drink form.
I did the, as they say on the Starburst commercial, I did the juice Stratix on it. I know how to do it in drink form.
Okay. Well.
So.
Yeah.
I just want to say I think your wife's pretty smart.
You bank with her, don't you? Okay.
You bank with her, don't you?
I can't read it.
She said I drink Crown. Wear your damn glasses next week. Well, actually, no. Wait a minute. 3 weeks from now, wear your damn glasses.
There you go.
I legit cannot see that.
Okay. Here's the big question.
Okay, I'm sorry.
I know you're a foodie.
I am. I'm a huge foodie.
Favorite meal with a whiskey?
Oh, with a whiskey. I'm a. I'll tell you this. Can I say restaurant?
You can say whatever you want.
If you've ever ate at Fogo de Chao.
No free ads.
Fogo de Chao? Your Southeast Texas draw came out just a little bit, sir. Fogo de Chao is a Brazilian steakhouse in Houston. You should try it. You go to Houston a lot. You should try it.
All it is they have every kind of meat you could ever ask for in any type of way.
Everything from Wagyu to you name it, they've got it.
They've got knives this long, and they just slice it off on your plate. And because this is to me, a whiskey is a steak or a meat whiskey. And
very nice.
Whiskeys are for meat eaters.
There you go.
What I'd like to call it.
Whiskey is for meat eaters. I feel like that needs to be on a commercial.
Keep your sophomoric humor to yourself.
No.
That's what
That needs to be on a commercial. Like I want
Vegetarians don't drink this stuff.
the USDA
That's right.
needs to embrace what DJ just said. Whiskey is for meat eaters. Like that's a slogan for a.
Do you remember you know what that reminds me of? Do you remember it was a TV dinner, the man TV dinners, what are they called?
the Hungry Jack.
The Hungry Jack.
The Hungry Man.
That's
Hungry Man.
The Hungry
That's what
Man.
he reminded me of just now.
That's what it. Somebody needs to embrace what he just said. Whiskey is for meat eaters. That's awesome.
It is awesome.
Hey, but can I tell y'all too that I think you left off the gentleman of today's world?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yeah.
I just wanted to.
We did not even ask.
I know we did not. Shame on us.
We're not
Damn
used
it.
to
No,
We're learning.
We're
Hey,
learning.
no.
Learning. I apologize. What do you got?
I'd say the two is one is just a rule that I think for gentleman purposes when you're on a date with your wife, putting your phone away for dinner.
Oh,
I
absolutely.
like that one.
Not a lot of people do that.
We
and
mentioned that on our anniversary.
I tell you what, I
episode.
fight with it all the time. Putting
It's
the
hard.
phone away when I'm with my wife.
It's very hard.
What about the tab? If you're married, not married, whatever it is, if she were to look at you and say, "Please don't pay the whole tab. Can I split it with you?" Or is there a difference between not being married and married?
Yeah, I think there is. I mean, I think if I asked you on a date, or I asked whoever
Shit,
on a
that
date,
went south in a
that's
hurry.
That's fine. We're okay with it.
That went
when me and my wife first started dating, whenever I asked her on a date, I asked her on a date.
Okay.
She didn't ask me to go with her. I asked her
Well, as a
for time.
yeah.
And that I think as far as a gentleman thing to do, at least the first couple. But
Yeah.
after you get married, shared incomes and things like that, I'm all for that. My wife, she's one of the greatest nurses I know. So I try to tip
She
into
is
her,
that.
and
Shout out nurses.
I try to pinch into her income sometimes as much as I can.
I love it. I try to pitch in there.
Okay.
But I think that one of the biggest ones is, being a gentleman, like you said a while ago, as far as knowing when to speak out and knowing when to do the right thing.
Absolutely.
But trying to be calm and talking situations out. But then you draw a line where when it comes to my wife or my kids, that's when you become the warrior. And that's why when, we talked earlier about Roy, that's why I picked the warrior, because to me, if you're a family man, you've got to have about this much warrior in you at least.
You got to be literally what I said earlier. One of my notes, kind of like part hitman, part monk.
Part hitman, part monk.
Jelly.
I'm gonna steal that.
You can steal that. I won't charge you royalties for it.
Yeah.
You got any questions?
What else you got?
I hit on
Anything
mine.
else?
Oh,
I'm excited. No, I like what you got to say.
I will say the one thing that you talked about earlier, speaking your mind. But you know one thing, and this isn't meant for any viewers out there in the world, but
There's somebody watching.
My biggest thing is if you don't like something, go to that place and tell them, hey, I don't like it. I very much don't like when people get on there and they say they just blast to the whole world. This one time they messed up this and they messed up that. You know, the gentleman thing to do is go. That to me, it's not gentlemanlike. To me, gentlemanlike is go to that place, say, hey, you messed something up.
Yeah.
Can you correct it?
Amen.
Not being a gentleman is just telling the whole world that somebody forgot a piece of lettuce off of.
You literally
That was my first.
You literally just scored so many points with our producer. It's not even funny.
No.
That was my first soapbox on. So here's the thing.
Yep.
So
Can I say this? I am a parts and service manager at a boat dealership. And let me tell you something right now, world, DJ, everybody watching. You kill more flies with honey than you do with vinegar.
Amen.
I will tell you right now, I will go above and beyond you because of what you just said. Because you come to me and you said, look, man, here's what happened. I took it out. Here's what happened. I wasn't happy with this. What can we do to make this right? Versus the guy or girl that calls and does one of these and I'm just gonna bitch him out and cry and yell and scream and I need to speak to the manager.
Which one of us is doing the crazy shit now?
That person's not gonna get very far.
That was intense. I liked it.
I don't like that. I'm not.
Yeah. No.
The more you bitch, moan, and complain and cry, I don't have any interest in helping you. I don't. Blast me on Facebook.
Yeah.
Blast me on Google. That guy is going to get way more done. And I'm probably going to give it to him for free. Because he walked in and he talked to me man to man, woman to man, whatever it may be. That dude's going to get way more help from me.
Yeah.
Because the next time that person brings their boat in, it's not going to be fun. But let this dude keep coming back because I helped him and he helped me. I guarantee it's going to be a great experience every single time.
I'm that type of guy. I kid you not. When I was working in car, I got one negative review my whole time in being in car sales. And then those people had the audacity to call me 6 months later and ask me to set up their oil change. I hung up the phone on them. You don't know. You don't get to talk bad about me on Facebook and not come to me as a man and talk to me and then expect me to do stuff
I agree
for you.
with what he said. Yeah,
Right.
and I use it all the time. You catch more bees
That's it.
with honey than
Yeah.
you do vinegar.
Then
Absolutely.
whatever the saying is, and I don't know how anybody could talk bad about this dude because he showed up at Brookshire Brothers with my wife's vehicle to show it to her. That dude went above and beyond. I don't know how anybody can say anything bad about that.
I agree.
But what you've said, it's 100%. Like that's hashtag 100 emoji, whatever the kids are saying nowadays. You're on point.
Are you having flashbacks from last week?
I don't know what I'm trying.
On Fleck.
On Fleek.
On fleek.
Fletch.
Fleek.
I don't know.
I don't know either. Not a whole lot of people got to see last week's episode because it just went haywire.
Yeah.
You know, that's what happens when we
I
try
got-
to expand and do
yeah.
new shit.
I got a couple questions
Okay.
to kind of expand on yours, and I'll ask both of y'all. Granted, you are a special guest, so I do want you to answer a lot
Can
of these.
I ask my last question?
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
No, I have one more.
I'm sorry.
How do you eat your steak?
Rare. I want you to chop the horns off, throw it on a plate, and let it bleed out.
Knock its horns off, sear it, and wipe its ass.
I'm a medium
love
rare
it.
kind
Just
of
put it a
guy.
little warm on the
That's
outside.
what I'm
That's what I
talking about.
like it.
Yeah, I like mine medium rare.
I don't know how my wife does. Hey, it seems like
Is your wife a beef jerky eater?
she likes
Well
it
done.
well done, along
beef
with my
jerky.
mom and my
Oh,
grandma.
That's how Dan is.
I'm the kind of guy who, if I better have a biscuit and I better be sopping up blood on that plate.
Oh,
I'm a.
don't tempt me with a good time.
Yeah.
Where are you on yours?
I usually roll medium rare.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
a medium rare kind of guy.
I'm a. I can pretty much.
I have
time
been known
mine
to
out.
be a rare guy from time to time.
I don't do rare.
But I normally go medium rare.
I've got
9 out
mine
of 10.
pretty timed out on at least my grill. I'm a 4 minute done. and it rolls off.
That sounds about right. Then
Yeah,
I like it.
that's about right.
Couple questions. So we've brought up EDC on a few.
We have?
episodes. I've got a weird kind of EDC question.
Okay.
It has to do more with, I guess, accessorizing.
Mm-hmm.
Rings, as a guy, minus your wedding ring. Where do we stand?
I don't know. I'm not all about rings. I think as far as unless unless you're a biker, to me rings get in the way of stuff. I got to take my ring off. I don't wear rings sometimes because when I go to work, I don't want to crush it in anything. I think to do things with your hands, it's hard for me to wear rings.
Makes sense. I can get
You
it.
agree with that?
Yeah, because I like we've talked before, and you do it too. I wear the silicone band.
Yep.
Just because I know especially doing what I do for a living, if I get it hung somewhere it ain't supposed to
that
be,
scares the
it
crap
rolls right off, and I don't
It
worry about
scares the
losing a
crap out
finger.
of me.
But then
That's
again,
like
it
a
also,
frame.
I'm kind of the guy that also does it on where I'm at and what occasion it is. Like if I go out to a nice dinner with my wife, it's normally my real wedding band.
Which this man has on a
Actually
real
does.
wedding band.
It's a very nice one.
It is very nice.
Very nice.
How about necklaces? Gold versus silver versus rope or puka?
Can't do the puka. That's first step in a douchebag starter kit.
That's what I wore when I'm 17.
Yeah. Did you?
I think
have you rocked the-
hold on.
Did you
I
rock
think
the
all of
puka?
us
I'll admit, I rocked a
I
puka.
did too.
I wore the
was
shell
probably about
puka.
I was like 19 when
Alright.
I
the
rocked
square
the puka.
shells with
Yeah,
the line in the middle
everybody,
of it.
Yep.
we
Think
did
everybody
it.
did.
Let's all.
What about you? You got a look on your
Did you ever
face.
puka?
That's it.
Really?
Bracelets and my
Bracelets.
wedding ring.
When you was young?
All right, but
Yeah.
what about
Even when you were
When I was young, I didn't wear because I have a very fat neck, so I didn't wear.
So where do we, as
So
far
you did.
as-
So you
let's-
didn't switch to what I switched to now. So
All right. So now that's what I was gonna say.
Oh, I'm
You're a
lying.
Kind of guy.
I rock a beaded chain with a little barrel clasp.
I'm lying.
and my
So
Crusader cross.
when I was all the way up, so when I was in high school and stuff, I wore a it was like a chain that fit my neck. I think it was like a 24, and it had a cross and St. Francis medal on it, and I
Have
wore
you ever
that.
been a necklace guy other than a puka that we all obviously did? Or can
Uh,
you? Is there ever a time now where you could?
I think
see
because
yourself
I wore, I think
rocking?
I could see myself wearing like a little gold chain or a little necklace with just like a little cross on it.
Yeah,
But I think wearing dog tags for like 6 or 7 years, man, it just something
Yeah.
tugging at my neck. I
and
try to.
see that dog tag chain is the exact chain that what I've got on right now.
Yeah.
Right. Then that's kind of what you're rocking now.
So I
But this
wouldn't mind a
man
little
did it
chain.
as-
He did.
It was a necessity.
Yeah, like I said, mine just has a Crusader cross on
All
it.
right. So
Right.
bracelets.
Yeah.
Man, I would like. I mean, I don't wear it now because that's not something I've ever bought. But yeah, I do. I think the next bracelet I'll buy is a Fishers of Men bracelet.
I like those.
hey, we can give him an HTT Media bracelet.
Yeah, I think
Sounds
we have some
great.
here.
We have some
actually.
left.
I think we have some here.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll wear some bracelets, and I love to wear something that I actually have a bracelet. It's not a bracelet, but it's a. I didn't wear it tonight, but it's a piece of metal, and you clasp it around. For one of my, I had a buddy who committed suicide after he'd come back from overseas.
Yeah, that's the marathon that
Right.
you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
I do a 3-mile run every June most of the time. That in memory of him to raise money for people who deal with that. They do. It's at someplace in
So-
Alabama.
We need to get him hooked up with Gordon for
Yeah.
that whole hunting with soldiers
Yeah.
22 a day thing because that's kind of
That's awesome.
So
we're big
all
on the
about
22
that.
days.
as far as a bracelet wearer, a lot of people are weird because I wear like bleach shirts and I have bracelets on, so they automatically assume things.
Not just that.
But
he's
we
one
need
of
to
the,
talk about the bleach shirt things off
he's one of the this dude.
I need to
Our
turn my-
producer
I'm turning
is
my mic off.
our producer is one of the only guys I know that not only wears a bleach shirt but wears a V-neck bleach
Yes.
shirt. And
So-
I can't rock a V-neck.
All of
to
my
save my
bracelets, they mean something. So like on this right hand, the reason this is single is because it's Casa. And I'm a big advocate for Casa. I actually got to talk to Demo today.
Are they
and
they
then
coming? Hey, are they coming back on shit?
we're gonna try. Yeah. And then I've got our HTT Media bracelet, and then this one actually talking about yours. This is actually the suicide hotline number.
That's
okay.
awesome, man.
So
Shout out to what
Yeah.
Everybody's done up here. Braylee, my youngest daughter, wears
Oh
her
God, yeah, she's got.
bracelet daily.
Right.
She's I say stole, quote unquote, stole multiple bracelets from our benefit a couple weeks ago. All she
okay.
wanted was every bracelet that they had.
You know.
She does, but I want to give it to her because she knows, and she wears at least one every day because she does what she understands and she knows.
Yeah.
So these little rubber bracelets, I know they're cheesy. I know they kind of started with the Lance Armstrong thing.
Yeah, the Live Strong.
That was kind of like the big thing.
Yeah.
But if you have something you believe in, and this is the bracelet, I wear this one every day. It's my HTT Media one.
I bounce back and forth between my HTT Media one and my Texas Dell one.
Yeah.
I don't have either one on today. Of course, I added another one that's a.
But you're also wearing a watch.
That's
so
true. I always.
But
have a watch.
I wear my HTT Media one every day because, let's face it, I believe in what we're doing.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
We're a community. We love what we do. We love where we're at. But whether you're 12 years old or 40 years old, there's a lot of these that mean a lot of things.
Not yet.
Um,
Not 40 yet.
so if that's what you rock it.
Yeah.
If it's a gold bracelet, like he said, a snap bracelet, or whatever it is, if it means something to you, don't be afraid to wear it.
Yeah. I get that because I do it from time to time too. Because like I said, with going back to your ring thing, John saw it. So when I went to the chamber banquet with this year, I actually had my state championship ring from high school on.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
So that's my kind of special occasion ring. Go ahead. I'm waiting for it. Wait for it.
Just say it.
Just say it.
Say it out loud. Say it.
Oh, you better see it.
Say it. Say it.
1A.
It's 1A. It wasn't.
Caleb Wright was on your team.
Caleb Wright was not on my team, sir.
Oh, he wasn't. I'm sorry.
Caleb Wright was not on my
Back
team.
in the day, I could throw the pigskin a quarter mile.
So.
I had a lot of family graduate from Evadale, so I
It's
would
fun
like
to
to.
pick-
He
Hey,
did. We talked about
no.
it before. We talked about it before we went on there. You know, me and DJ kind of go back a little ways. I
We
knew
pick a lot.
I knew DJ's uncle James. God rest him. Good dude. I knew
y'all-
DJ's dad. God rest him too.
How do I
Super
get out
good
of
dude.
here? I gotta break the stick.
Oh, you gotta break the stick. Go under the table. You're small.
I'm not going under the table.
Oh. So.
This is funny.
Yeah, it's loads of
Y'all
fun.
keep going.
I gotta go potty.
So yeah, now
Yeah.
now that he left the room. Nah, I mean for real though. I mean we go back a little ways.
Yeah.
So it's a good thing to kind of catch up, and like I said, he knows what I'm about. I know what he's about, so we're all
Right.
good with that.
Man, I tell you what, I just want to thank y'all for letting me
Oh,
Yeah.
let me
absolutely.
be here because I'm telling you, and not just
So let
not
me,
just this show. Y'all do a lot of great things for the community,
right.
and I'd like to. I try to attend everything that y'all do, and-
Absolutely.
Right.
because y'all
Appreciate
are
it.
an awesome group of people.
So
Thank you.
that does lead me to a question now. So you watch the show religiously at home.
Yeah.
Is it different being on this side of the camera than watching it from the comfort of your home?
Man, you know what? It's kind of like being an umpire watching TV, watching game at home. When somebody calls a strike and then you watch the replay and be like, "Oh, I should have done that." You sit at home and you'll think, "Huh, maybe I'd have said, ha ha ha." 30 minutes later, you're like, "Oh, if I was sitting there, I'd said that." But then you're sitting here and it's like, "Man, this is."
It's quick.
Yeah, it's
Everything's
quick.
It's quick. It fires off good. We try to have fun with it. We don't get too stressed with it.
When we first started, especially with the Functional Gentleman, and so here's the thing, and all these other shows, it was like okay, we didn't have enough content to fill it up. Now
No.
we're like, man, this hour's going by fast. We
Yeah,
need
right.
to we have to chop down our
Yeah, we have
content.
to cut down.
No,
to-
Did you wash your hands?
I did.
Okay, good.
Still wet.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
That's just
All right.
what it's just what I wanted is a
All right.
wet hand brushed up against my arm.
Couple quick questions.
Did I interrupt?
No, well, we were going over what you missed. Was I asked him from being a fan watching at home to being on this side of the camera,
Yeah,
is it
which-
any different?
What was this?
I said it was like being like a MLB. It's like sitting watching a baseball game and then criticizing the umpire.
That's fun. Yeah.
Hey, y'all are umpiring. I'm sitting at home and I'm thinking 30 minutes later, I'm thinking, you know what? I'd have said when Roy said this,
Yep.
I'd have said this.
Until you see a 97-mile-an-hour fastball and you're like, never mind.
Yeah.
Damn it.
So I got on the show and it's like,
Yeah. All right, so a couple more. I'm going to run through these real quick because
Okay.
I just find them funny. A couple more thoughts on the accessory thing. Cufflinks and tie. Can you be fun with them or not?
Yes.
yes,
Okay.
definitely.
Cargo shorts.
Yes.
I'm a golf.
I wrote this one down because I got to know what you think.
I'm a golf shorts type of guy. I like the thin. I like the sleekness.
I like that he's not going cargo shorts.
I have cargo shorts that are sleek. They
All
have
right,
zipper pockets.
this is my number one question. This is the most important question of the night.
Oh,
Crocs.
God. Yes.
You're not allowed to answer.
I just did.
You know, I wear
You own a pair of Crocs.
some. No, I don't. But I wear some of my kids when I got to run to the car and come back. But if I'm going out and about, I like all white tennis shoes.
Thank you.
But the party don't start till I crock in. All right.
We've seen the shirt. We don't agree with the shirt. We've
I got
seen
on
the shirt.
I got on a pair of Crocs right now. You
There
wouldn't
you
even
go.
know it.
Does your vehicle matter from any standpoint?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think I think more of the well kept-ness of the vehicle matters as far as how you treat the vehicle is how you would treat.
Not so much
Everything
the,
else in your
I
life.
got jacked up.
No. But if you
But if
care
no
for
matter
your
what your
vehicle,
vehicle is, John brings up his Kia Soul.
Kia Soul, if you change
If
the
I
oil,
get if I get in his Kia Soul, which he doesn't talk highly of,
The White Rooster.
The white rooster.
as long as it's
That's his
okay,
name.
the maintenance is done. It's
Yeah.
inside.
You read your wife's comment?
he can't read, he ain't got his
I
glasses.
can't read it.
Let me read it for you?
Yeah.
Your wife, Dana Pender, commented, I like cargos because I don't have to carry a purse.
Yeah, she's a fan. I'm not. All right, so
That's 2 points for me.
it's not.
Put it on the board, yes!
No, we're not putting it on the board.
We just did.
We did. Go-to drink and cigar. He's already asked whiskey. He's already asked beer. So my two are obviously, you've already answered my question of
Well,
you're a cigar smoker. So what is your go-to cigar?
well, I'm not really a cigar smoker. You try to throw me on the bus right here. See, only time I smoke this cigar when I come on the show.
Oh,
My wife
truth
ain't
comes out.
happy wife, happy life,
I like that.
and
I like the happy wife, happy life statement.
so the cigar,
Against a
the
brick
cigar
wall
was for
sometimes.
the
There's one
show.
right there.
I know, right?
The cigar was for the show.
Okay.
Any other time, I just the whiskey, but
It was a very good one. I'm not gonna
All right.
lie. It was a very good one for you.
But as
for
far
you
as
not quote unquote being a cigar guy, it was a very good choice.
but
I will
as
say
far as
that.
alcoholic drink besides a whiskey, besides a
that,
beer,
that was one I had non-whiskey.
some may laugh, but I'll tell you this, and you gotta let me explain.
Okay.
I like a
fine.
Corona Rita because
We had this
you get 2 drinks in one.
But we
You
had
get a
this-
beer and you get a margarita. All at the
Actually,
same time.
I
so
asked, our
so
beer-
so wait a minute. You did ask that, but I'm gonna tell you, I bullshitted you on that one. Brandy knows this. When we go to Tia Juanita's, especially, I always get the Cronita Rita because it has the little Corona in the big margarita glass.
I thought we had a thing.
I stonewalled you, dude. I'm
I thought
sorry.
we were. This was supposed to be special.
Uh-oh.
I gotta keep some kind of secrets.
The wife is here.
Which wife?
What?
DJ's.
Huh?
Is she here?
No, she's on the chat.
Oh,
she
we
said-
don't see it.
Dun, dun.
We
Well,
don't
it hadn't
see it.
it hadn't showed up yet. She
No,
said,
it does not.
don't let him lie. His favorite is a fruity pina colada.
Ah!
Wait till I get home.
Dropped the fruity pina colada
If y'all
reference
haven't
on
noticed, we all love our wives,
it. We do.
our lies, our wives, whatever they are. I mean, no, we have a lot.
Bucky
of fun.
tried to set me up, Dana. I got
I
some
did.
stuff
Hey,
that before the show.
I love it.
I love you, Daddy.
Love you.
This is why This is why I say it 100 times. This is why I'm glad my wife does not have a Facebook.
There you go.
I think we all. This is the best part of the show. We all know it. We have a lot of fun on here.
We do have a ton of
This
fun.
is a huge rehab session for a lot of us. You've mentioned it.
Speaking of
We've all
rehab, I'm gonna
mentioned
need
it.
to rehab that bottle of Blenders, dog.
yeah.
So can you?
Can you do this?
Sure.
You do this.
Yes.
You do this.
Yes.
A
do-
couple more questions.
I can do all things.
Non-alcoholic drink of choice. Sweet.
I
tea,
like-
Coke,
It's
I
like
like-
driving a V6 Camaro. There's no such thing as non-alcoholic. What the
There's
shit?
always
Unsweet.
You have a non-alcoholic choice.
Unsweet tea with Splenda.
You are not Southern.
Unsweet
Yes.
tea with Splenda.
Thank you.
The yellow lid.
He's never allowed on our show again.
No, because
You got
nobody
a
wants
reputation.
diabetes by the
No.
time they're 32.
I like
I will
sweet tea
lock the
too.
yellow door.
I get down with you on the sweet
We
tea.
had-
I love. Sweet
I like
tea.
sweet tea, but with Splenda, not sugar.
No,
Yeah.
I like the sugar.
I like sweet tea with Splenda.
I'm sure when I go to the doctor for my checkup when I turn 40, I'm sure he's probably gonna tell me I got diabetes and
Yeah.
congestive heart failure and all kind of
Diabetes.
other shit.
So do you like it with Splenda?
But you know
So-
what?
We actually.
Here's how I roll with it. Some people treat
remember which is who.
some people treat their bodies like a
No,
temple.
This is fun.
I treat mine like an amusement park.
So I drink it with something called, I believe it's Trevia.
You drink stevia?
Stevia. Yeah,
In the
stevia.
raw.
We're
Yeah.
from the South.
Sorry.
Stevia.
I'm sorry. Yeah, stevia.
Them
I don't do
fancy
Splenda,
words.
but I
That's
do
up there
do
bougie
stevia.
ass sugar.
Yeah, but that's
Yeah.
that bougie sugar.
My wife now, she'll put a pound of sugar in it. Like, she's not scared.
That's why Bobby's my favorite.
I grew up
boy.
like that, but then I realized that diabetes was a real thing. And
I mean, you're gonna die of something.
I tried the Atkins diet one time, and I started doing the Splenda and the Sweet and Low.
yeah.
And
Okay.
that's really the only thing I haven't come back from.
Full disclosure.
Full disclosure, no free ads. Not
No
gonna
free
lie.
ads. Not gonna lie.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Here's the deal. I drink my tea sweet with real sugar,
Mhm.
but I drink my coffee sweet with 2 Splendas.
Okay. Yeah.
If we're all being completely honest, that's how I am.
One Splenda, black.
I'm 2 Splendas black on the coffee. Are you a coffee drinker?
Are we
Yes,
drinking
I am,
coffee
but
or are
my-
we playing
you-
dominoes?
No, I'm
Like,
I'm laughing because my grandpa,
Domino mother.
when I first started drinking
Sorry.
coffee, when I got like older, my grandpa used to tell me when I was growing up, real men drink their coffee black.
That's right.
No creamer, no,
No
sugar.
creamer, no
and man,
sugar.
I tried to drink it and about died. So I put a little. I put a little bit of sugar and just a
Little
tad
bit
bit
of
of creamer. Now one time I tried to wean myself off of it, but I'd be like, look, I'm gonna drink something I like to drink.
There you
That's
go.
it.
I think we're and and as I was younger, I was a cream and sugar. It had to be sweet. That's my coffee. As I've gotten older, it's changed, and kind of like you said, I don't want to upset anybody, but my dad always used to tell me, I like my coffee like I like my women, black and strong.
yeah.
Okay.
Which it doesn't make any sense because he never, as far as I know, he never.
I thought he was gonna say
women.
black and hot.
No, that too. But he never dated any black women, as far as I know. I didn't see him with any black women.
This went off.
Shout out black women because
This-
let's just call it ace a ace and a spade. There's some hot ones, but I love my wife and I like my coffee sweet and black, and I'm gonna make it the way I want to make it, not based on my women. Because that would take a lot of milk to match Dana. Just saying. She's pasty.
What was the next one?
Anyways.
Yeah, continue with your questions.
Yeah. So we did non-alcoholic. We did non-whiskey. Gifts or memories / things or trips. We've discussed this multiple times on the show.
We have discussed this.
I tell my wife this all the time, and we talk about it as
What did
far
she say? I
as
can't read it.
It's still in the cargo.
It's still the cargo thing.
Oh, ass.
ass.
She called you an ass.
I don't have one, according to her.
Did you say she didn't have one?
No, I don't.
Oh,
have one, according to her.
oh.
According to her, I don't have an ass. There's nothing. Sorry.
But
go ahead.
you know one thing, me and my
Give
wife.
me that bottle of Blanton's.
Yes, I can. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. This is a good time. We've gone way over. We're
We're almost
think
sitting in 2 hours.
we are.
That's
Yeah.
okay. Really
I'm
don't
okay
feel
with
good
it.
over
Hey,
Yeah,
but-
that's. I mean, I'm not
No.
mad about it.
Things are gifts. Things are trips. Gifts are memories.
Me and my wife, we've started to get bigger on trips. Like we don't buy anything really for our anniversary. We'll try to save up and go somewhere. And that's kind of the way with like our retirement. Like we'll put a little in retirement, but I've had too many people that have gone away before they retired. So my thought is me and my wife, we're gonna live while we're young because we'll have a little bit when we get older.
Exactly.
I agree with that.
Things are gifts.
I'm kind of both. It depends on, to me, the situation.
I like asking you the question.
I mean, it really depends, honestly, because I mean, like
Just 'cause
our
it gets brought up
birthdays
all
are
the time.
kind of close together, so I mean that's more like a gift thing, but like our anniversary is more like a trip thing. So we kind of, as you've said before, we kind of walk the line when it comes to that
and
subject.
we discuss it.
All right, DJ, Key West tomorrow it is then.
Don't tempt me with a good time.
That's what I'm talking about.
Key West's a fun town, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you one bit.
Based off our conversation last week, I know there was a lot of issue with that one. Favorite saying from the last 20 years?
Oh my goodness, you put me on. Can Roy go first?
We'll go.
Damn, I don't even have one for that. I might think about that one.
If the first one that comes to mind is kind of what I was thinking.
Okay.
Everybody knows the was that.
No, this one.
But-
Yeah. Okay. That has to be my
What?
on the spot answer.
I like it. All right. You're too late. I'm way past it. You can't take the headphones off after I'm done.
It's okay.
I'm done.
Daryl is. Huh?
I don't.
Huh?
I don't know. It says Daryl is.
Yeah.
Last question I have. How did you come across our show?
I've seen better eyes on a potato.
Can we go back? Okay.
I've seen
when,
better
when
eyes
we
on
go
a
when we
potato.
go to
So his favorite saying is, "I've seen better eyes."
when we
on a
go to
potato.
baseball games, like
Oh no.
kids games, and we go to football games, like when a referee messes up, I'll holler, "I've seen better eyes on a potato, ref." Or if they
Where
throw
did you
it,
hear that from?
I don't know. But if they throw a strike, something that I think's a strike, and they call it a ball,
I don't know.
I say, that's my other favorite saying. If they throw a strike and I think it's a strike and it's really, they call it a ball, I say, good enough for the girls I go with.
Oh.
Since my wife's watching.
Hey, honey. If we're gonna go off of sayings at a sporting event, obviously mine's "Get off your knees, ref. You're blowing the game."
That's the first time I heard that. That's the first time.
Do you have a favorite?
Oh, I have a bunch of them, but none of them have to do with refs.
Oh, okay.
If a frog had wings, he wouldn't bump his ass when he hopped. If was whiskey, we'd all be drunk.
Last question I have, and I
And
know
my
we're
own
going-
personal favorite.
Oh, God.
Some people treat their bodies like a temple. I treat mine like an amusement park.
How did you come across our show, and what's your favorite segment of what we do?
Well, I knew Roy through my family, and obviously, I'm a Silsby, and I keep up with stuff that happens in the best town in Southeast Texas.
That is correct.
So, I started watching. I'll tell you what. So here's the thing. Put me on to the Functional Gentleman.
Shout out
Crap.
shit.
So
I've
that-
called him that since day one. Don't y'all look at me like that. Since day one, I've said shit. SHTT. It's not a bad word. It is an acronym for what they are. What they are.
Silsby.
Shit. So
here's the thing.
Here's the thing. SHTT.
Yeah.
That is our shit show.
Shit happens.
Shit happens in Silsby.
That's right.
Hashtag. No, go ahead. Sorry. They looked at me like I was crazy. I've literally.
No,
called
but
them
that's
since day
how,
one.
So here's the thing come out, and the Functional Gentleman. I guess it's people's preference in
Bro,
the town.
I'm not
'Cause I
gonna
see
lie,
different-
we hyped the shit out of the show because we had to push it back. We wanted to start in February. extenuating circumstances,
My wife got corona.
and then he got corona.
And then I got the vid. We were Rona, and then we were vided, and whatever the new sayings are that we went over last week. There's the Rona, there's the vid, there's the whatever your quarantine.
So I feel like you. I heard this thing the other day, and it didn't really apply until you just said that. So you could literally tell the viewers at home that you're waxed, vaxxed, and ready for hot boy summer.
I'm not vaxxed either.
None of us are. It's fine.
we're not vaxxed, but we are hot, waxed, and ready for summer. If you know what I mean.
This shit has just went off the rails. I'm gonna need, hey, producer John. I'm gonna need this show to be catered going forward. Like we need some munchies up in here,
Yeah.
and it ain't because of. Well,
Are you ready?
I'm always ready. You gonna call for it?
I'm ready for you.
I
Ready
feel-
for you.
I feel-
Hey, hold on. My favorite part of the show.
Yeah, favorite segment
Is
of
it
our
your
show.
favorite part of the
Let's
show?
go.
Are you
Hit
really?
it. Hit it. I think it's awesome when y'all do it.
We're doing it. Y'all ready? Let's go forever.
That's the best. That's one of the best parts of the show.
If you call yourself a gent, you better act like one.
Damn straight.
Last call.
Last call. We're going here. We're going here. We're going here.
We're going there.
We're going there.
There.
We're going
there.
everywhere.
We're going all
and
over the
we're
place.
doing it. As always, thank you everybody for watching.
Don't forget to come hang out with us July 24th at Nature's Brewing.
Be there, be square.
July 31st at Poor Brothers.
Be there, be square.
And then we will be back in the studio after that for a little
Huge
bit.
shout out, huge thank you for DJ for being on our show. tonight.
Absolutely. Super fan.
Super fan. We call him that all the time.
I feel we need to put
Dude's
that on
for
the back
real.
of his shirt when we get it.
We're gonna make a DJ super fan shirt. Be
We
on
have
the
to do
lookout.
something for a lot longer than just here, though. We had to hang out sometime.
A lot. You say a lot longer. This is our longest show to date. I'm pretty sure
This is our
we're
longest
creeping
show.
on 3 hours.
We're at 2 hours.
If you want longer than this, we're gonna have to do a whole lot more.
We're gonna have to, yeah.
But no, for real. Shout out DJ. Shout out everybody that's been with us tonight. We love y'all. Good night.
Absolutely.
This is the Functional Gentleman.
This is it.
Stay functional. Function your way.
Yeah.
For the fans.
I think it's stay gentlemanly
Stay
and function
gentlemanly.
your
I
way.
think it's one of those things.
We really need this show catered. My
We
man needs to
don't
eat.
have a script. We are just winging it. Hit the credits. Thank you, good brother.